a million smiles. Catching all the love from around the world. Hey Shelly, won't you shine your light? Shine your light in the darkest times. You make it bright, Life's dream dreams, we're all by your side, Keep on doing what you do, girl. You're one of a kind, Shelly, Shelly, you're our last street star. Keep rocking your show, no matter where you are.
Hey, Shelly from the block. Jersey girl with a mouth that won't stop, no, sassy, and I'm not afraid to show it. Gonna spill the tea, you better be ready for it. I speak my mind, no filter inside. Shelly's in the house, talking trash and truth, no sugar-coated blues. Never heat, then get out the way. Jersey girl with something to say. Shelly's in the house, time to break the rules. From hoes to the city, I'm the queen of cool. You can handle the heat, then take the high. Shelly's in the house, drop the mic.
Hey, Shelly in the house tonight. Living it up, feeling so right. New Jersey girl, she's got that style. Life stream queen with a million smiles. And she know the love from around the world. Hey Shelly, won't you shine your light? It's time to make it right. Life stream queens with a wayside. You're one of a kind. Shelly, Shelly, you're a life stream star. Keep rocking your show no matter where you are. Yeah.
Hello, my lovies. Happy Tuesday. It is 12:03 p.m. on the beautiful East Coast. It is an overcast day with snow expected. Right now we have a high of like 20 degrees, I think it is. It is February 11th, 2025, and for those of you out there who have a significant other, don't forget Friday is the day. You better get out there because even if she says she don't want anything or he says he don't want anything, do something. Come on now. Don't be like that. Let's see. This is something. I am Shelly, your mouthy mama at Talking Trash and Truth is Coffee and Cass and T3. I think that's me. It might be, it might not be today. The topic for the day is promises made, promises kept. How important is your word to you? I tend to take people's word very seriously. So never make me a promise that you don't intend to keep. I don't make promises I can't keep. If I don't think I can keep them, it's a maybe. Like I didn't promise a pop-up stream over the weekend. I said maybe. I was like, I'm going to try. I did try. It just didn't work out. Saturday was a very hectic day. And then Sunday was Super Bowl Sunday. And I don't know how I wound up watching the Super Bowl, but I did, including all the like pre-game shows and the after game, whatever. It's like, okay, like not after game, post game. There you go. I knew there was a word for it. I just wasn't getting it. Let's see who is with us today. We have Wolfram dropping those links like it's hot. First of all, I'm going to apologize. My mouth is just not connected to my brain today. Words are hard. And I am mispronouncing everything. So just to let you know, I only recently just got off the phone with motor vehicle from New Jersey. So I'm a little irritated. Because, oh my God, those people. But anyway, hey, Wolfie. He is the alpha mod. He wipes his paws, lopes in, and so you got that going for you. Welcome, Wolfie. How you doing, Heidi? Also dropping links. My mods are always on it. We got Cool Gamer. Hello, sweetie. How are you? We got TJ Snipe Hunter, which y'all should know is my snipperoonie. He said, "Hey, T3, hope your weekend was better than mine." It was okay. It was all right. I mean, I had a really good weekend with winning. It's the times when I'm not with with winning that tend to be a little iffy. So, but then again, y'all know how Mother Perez is. So I can hear her growling from here through 2 doors and an entire hallway. Unbelievable. 357. How you doing, honey? Right back to Snipperoonie though. Why was your weekend bad? Were you sick? Did you have a hard time this weekend? Talk to me. Um, just let me know. 357. Happy, my fellow nerds. Nerds. Do you understand? Like, when I'm singing a song, like I'm just bopping along with the radio, and all of a sudden I hear like a weird um part of the song, and it takes me to some kind of sci-fi reference. Yesterday, Celine Dion was playing on the radio. My mother listens to all different kinds of music, and she was singing all by myself. And she got to the part where she says no. And I was singing it along from the kitchen, and all of a sudden I hit that no, and instead of her no coming out, it was more like a Star Wars no. And my mother just looked at me. I was like, "What?" She goes, "I know in your head that meant something else." I think it really did. I was like, "That's okay." But my mother's husband guy, he goes, "Oh, that was a Star Wars thing." I was like, "Yeah, it was a Star Wars thing." Well spotted. But yeah, I just do weird shit like that. I don't know. Everything is a movie reference to me. Everything. If it's not a movie reference, it's an opportunity for me to throw some innuendo or vulgarity around. Either way, it's not what it was intended to be. Although sometimes I'll find out later that yes, it was what they intended it to be. And nobody else picked it up. And I'm like, I knew. Choo, 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 choo. There's the first squirrel of the day. So hi there, Captain Kern. What's up? What's up? I had my mother dying with your jokes the other day. When I was in your chat and you were just letting them drop, and I kept like telling her. The one that I think made her laugh the hardest was the one about my wife told me I'm not allowed to be a flamingo anymore, so I had to put my foot down. It still makes me stupid. It's the dumbest joke. There are really funny jokes that barely get a smile out of me, but if you come at me with corny, horrible jokes, that's my wheelhouse. That's the sweet spot. I don't know why. I love really, really bad jokes. No, fuck that. I do know why. Oh, look, I made it almost 9 minutes without saying fuck, and now I said it twice. See, I'm an overachiever. That brings me those bad jokes. I trained myself to find them funny because I used to go to Walden Books, and my mother would go to Karen's Curtains and pick out curtains. She could shop for curtains for like 3-4 hours happily, come out like freaking orgasmic, like, "Oh my god, I got them on sale." And at 8, 9, 10 years old, I didn't know what the hell, she was so excited about. I was like, I don't want to shop for curtains, please. Like anything. Can I just give me like a couple of those bills in your pocket and I'll just go to the bookstore. And that's where I went. It was perfect in the mall that we lived by because Sam Goody was directly across the way from Walden Books. So I could go in either one. So she knew to find me in either one. I wasn't that child you found in the clothing store or the toys. Fuck the toy store. I had enough toys. But I never had enough music and I never had enough books. But I used to go into Walden Books. And back then they didn't police what you bought. Like if it was a adult book, they didn't give a shit. They were taking your money. And I used to go to the joke section, to the humor, and I would look at the joke books. And I would always wind up buying 2 or 3 of them, and I would read them like obsessively and learn like all the jokes in them. And Daddy used to think it was so funny because I would try them out on him. And I didn't have very good comedic timing because I couldn't get the context of the jokes. So they were very kind of like monotone and delivered like how I thought they should be delivered. But looking back, I'm like, God, you were terrible at telling jokes. Almost as good as I am now at telling stories. Um, but I would try them out on him, and he would laugh because of my delivery because I suck so bad at it. But they were jokes like the world's dirtiest joke book. Um, the new volume 2 world's dirtiest celebrity joke book. Like, what do you call the sweat between Dolly Parton's tits? Mountain Dew. Like, that's one I remember. What did Stevie Wonder's mother do to punish him as a child? Put a plunger in the toilet. Like, these are jokes that were in these books that my parents thought were appropriate for me to read at 8, 9 years old. So really, my whole personality, it's not my fault. It's not. It's not my fault. It's not my fault. That's all right. I like my personality. You do too, or else you all wouldn't be here. Uh, but yeah, no, that's where those jokes come from. That's where my love of really bad jokes comes from. And I mean, there were some doozies in there. There were things in there that I didn't understand. There were ones that I did understand, and I mean, they were so gross. That was I think, my favorite book, World's Grossest Jokes. And I mean, these were little handheld paperback books that cost like $4 a piece, which to me back then was a lot. But now I'm like, $4, that's a steal. I would have picked up like 20 of them. Um, there was one, oh God, what was it? What is a used tampon good for? Tea bags for vampires. Like, they're bad jokes, so bad, so gross, so gross. And they still make me laugh. I hate it. I hate that this is my whole sense of humor. 357 said, me neither, Shelly. So cheers. Brain disconnect. Yes. See, I don't have dissociative disorder. I don't have problem with I can never say the word cognitive dissonance. There we go. I don't have any, I just disconnect my brain. And sometimes it does it by itself and forgets to tell me, and then I have to catch up. Um, Heidi and Wolf, we circling as usual. Yeah, you two dance all over my chat. I love it. Oh, I love it. Inya, hi, honey. I hope you're feeling better. I hope you're feeling better, honey. I was thinking about you last night. All right, don't take this the wrong way, but I was laying in bed and thinking of you. And I was just, I was having one of my conversations with God. And I was telling him, that you're not feeling so great and you're struggling a little bit. And I mentioned a couple other people that are struggling a little bit. And I'm hoping that he gives you a little more strength and a little more healing than normal. If he listens, then hopefully you're feeling better. Because I don't like it when you're down or when your body's being mean to you. I'm there way too often. I don't want anybody else to be there. Heidi said I break out to song lyrics too. It's funny, Heidi, because I see you in chat and I'm like, I tell Winning, I'm like, I know what she's gonna do next. Because you do things kind of the same vein that I do things. Like, things just spark in your head and you put them in the chat. And I'm like, yes. I'm like, I knew it. It gives me a nice, like, happy feeling that I'm not the only one. Because he'll be talking, all of a sudden I have like 8 different songs in my head, and I'm like, God damn you, Winning. He does it to me all the time. And then I'll get songs stuck in my head, and I'm like, I can't get out of my head. And of course, that's the Saturday night, Winning Saturday night song. That's the first one that he ever put me in his intro. And of course, the song is Can't Get You Out of My Head. So as soon as I said I can't get out of my head, immediately I start saying, I can't get you out of my head. And I'm like, oh, and he chuckles every time because he knows he's so deeply implanted in my brain that he has all these little musical triggers just set up. That's all right. If there's anybody that's gonna get stuck in my brain, I'm glad it's him. I trust him in there. Cap said, I told my mom I'd call her later, but she said she prefers mom. You're so stupid. Oh, that's it. First snort of the day. Nobody ever gets that reference. That's a Star Wars reference when he's like, "Good, our first catch of the day." It's like I don't know what Star Wars would have been without the British accent. I really don't. I don't think it would have been as good. I mean, you look at Star Trek, there's a whole like cavalcade of, you know, different accents on there. I mean, it's like a cacophony of different country and dialect and everything. Like, oh my goodness. But Star Wars, I can't imagine it without British accents. I really can't. It's so weird. Like the same way, like you can't imagine Darth Vader as David Prowse because when he's like, Luke, I am your father. Like it just doesn't come across the same as when James Earl Jones says it. It just doesn't land the same. But yeah, can you imagine? Like I saw a comedian once. It was Eddie Izzard, and he's the tranny that he calls himself that. He was like, I am an executive transvestite, or in French, executive travesti. Like, by the way, it's really funny that the French word for transvestite is travesti. Like that tells you something because in English, a travesty is an abomination or like a bad thing. So I think that's utterly ironic and hilarious. But I'm an English major, so I would. Um, but yeah, he was talking about he was like it just wouldn't work if they all had British accents. Like you needed that mix. Because can you imagine like, somebody walking in and be like, hello, hello, yeah, like we're taking over your base now. Like it was just he was really funny. He says the joke a lot better than me. But I mean he's for what he is or whatever, I don't really care. He's an adult. He could do what he wants. He don't bother nobody else. But he's fucking funny. He's got a take on things that it's just like, oh, all right. He's like, you ever see squirrels and they just stop and they're like, oh, did I leave the gas on? Like they're stopping like, oh, I just remembered something. Did I lock the door? Did I leave the gas on? Like what are they stopping for? And you're like, stupid. They hear something, but it really looks like they're like, oh, did I leave the gas on? Oh no, I'm a fucking squirrel. Like and they just go on with their day. Same way he said about the transvestites in the military. He wasn't taking it seriously. He made it into a joke, which is, of course, we should do. And he said, I think you're missing a huge disadvantage not having them because what's better than, in military than the element of surprise? And what's more surprising than the 18th Battalion parachuting in fantastic makeup? And they're just like, oh, look at these guys in makeup. They've got guns. They've got guns. Oh, shit. They've got guns. Oh, we surrender. We were so surprised. I was surprised. Were you surprised? I do. I love his sketch. Like some of them are really bad, but Dress to Kill was killer. Oh, it was so good. So funny. If you don't want to look at him, I highly recommend the audio because you don't need to look at him to get the jokes. He's fucking funny. That's squirrel number 934. So there we go. Suzanne, hello, my wonderful Kanuki friend. Is Kanuki a word? I nickname everybody. So you're just, instead of being a Canuck, I'm going to call you a Kanuki. Because it's kind of like a Canuck with a cookie. It's cute. You're a Kanuki. I hope you like that because it's sticking. She said, good M, beautiful soul. Good M, honey. I hope you're doing well. I hope it's not too cold up there. I think you're getting the cold snap right after it leaves me. So they keep talking about all the, oh, you're 3 storms in a row. I'm like, I don't care. I'm in the house. Snow as much as you fucking want. I mean, it snowed today. It's going to snow later. At this point, is it a surprise? It's more of a surprise when I go, oh my God, there's this giant glowing yellow thing. Oh, that's the sun. I forgot what it looked like. Oh, forgot. I forgot. You ever forget? It happened to me. The tater. Who was I talking to about that the other night? I don't know. My mother was watching Blue Collar Comedy Tour with her husband, and she was like, oh, you have to say. I said, dude, that's like 25 years old. I saw it when it came out. I saw the first one, the second one, the third one, the fourth one. I saw them all. She's like, but do you know? Yes, I know all those comedians. Which one is your favorite? Probably Bill Engvall, just because I really would like to hand out, here's your sign. Like, I want to go, here's stupid, here's your sign. Like, there's so many people that deserve signs. So many. So many. So many in the government. Oh, dear God. The whole radical left would get, here's your sign. There you go. She really liked the Jeff Foxworthy ones. I think I'm kind of a combination of Bill Engvall and Ron White in my humor. Because Ron White he says shit that nobody else says. And that's me. So, well, it is what it is. Snipperoonie said, I found out Saturday morning that my friend I told you about last week, her father passed away. Oh, honey, I'm sorry. I'd been friends with him for a long time. I hadn't been able to talk to her yet. Shit sucks. Yeah, it does. I'm sorry. My condolences, baby. I feel bad when anybody loses somebody else. And the fact that, you know him for a long time. I'm sorry. I wish I could. I'm sending you hugs, okay? I don't know if you feel them, but I'm sending you big hugs. It'll get better. It will. It does suck, though. And you know what? Feel it. Play some sad music. Eat a piece of pound cake. Have some ice cream or something. And then think about the fun things. You had to have good conversations. You had to have fun times. Focus on those. It kills me when people pass and it's such a horrible loss and you feel sad and everything. If I feel that too much, I let myself feel it for like the first couple days usually. And then I start dredging up the better memories. Why I miss them. Why I'm going to miss them. And why I enjoyed them so much. And I really do love looking back, and it hurts, but in that good way. Like when they call it a cleansing fire, it's almost like a cleansing sadness. You look back and you're like, this person mattered. And that's what you got to think about. You're not sad just because the person's gone. You're sad because of what you've lost, which means that they meant something. They left an impression. And what else can we ask for in life but to leave behind an impression with people that we cared about? So I tend to see the sadness as a good thing, and I think focusing on what you're going to miss about them, like what you enjoyed when they were here, it's a really healing kind of a hurt. It really is, because they don't want you to remember that they're gone. They want you to remember the great times you had. I don't think any of us pass going, I hope everybody mourns for me forever. Like, no, you want the people that you love to be happy and to look back on memories with you and smile. And if it's a teary smile, it's still a smile. So that's what I have to say about that, because I don't like languishing in the sadness. I'd rather focus on, who they were, what they meant to me, and feel blessed that I had them at all, because so many people don't. They don't get people like that in their lives. They live very lonely existences, or they live with relationships that are just touch and go and temporary, and they're afraid to form connections because they're afraid of loss. And that's no way to live. You're existing, but you're not living. You're not letting your heart, do what it's supposed to do. You're not feeding your soul. And you're not feeding anybody else's either. The more you miss somebody, the more they meant to you. So it's a good thing. It's a good thing. But still, I'm sending you hugs and healing. I'm sorry, honey. And yeah, I told my husband he doesn't give me butterflies as much as he used to, but he does give me high blood pressure, which is kind of the same thing. Yeah, it's just instead of it being like in your belly, it's more systemic. So just think of it as a hostile takeover. Putting on earbuds because I am making him a Valentine's card that says that. That's awesome. That's awesome. You don't want him to hear it. I don't. Well, one ear, but yeah, no, that's all right. Captain Kern said, "Why did Popeye punch the Pope? He heard he went to Mount Olive Beach." He's so stupid. That was a good one. He went to Mount Olive. Why are you divorced? No, Mickey, why are you divorcing Minnie? Because she's fucking goofy. Lord. And you, thinking about me in bed. I mean, you lucky girl. Let me tell you, you were wonderful. Don't worry about it. Thank you. And yes, I am. I love you, Shelly. Aw. I lost my breath there for a minute. I've been having asthma attacks for like the last 2 days. Once the weather shifted and got real super cold and like very damp out, that was it. But my mother's in the same boat, which not great, but whatever. But I love you too, Anya. You know I do. You're very special to me. Jacob Castro, sup, savages? How you doing, Castro? What's up? Suzanne, just to let you all know, I pray for all of you every day. It costs me nothing to pray and be kind. Absolutely, Suzanne. My little Kanuki. I really like that because he kind of reminds me of Kaniki from Greece. And I had such a crush on him. Of course, I had a crush on him because he's the one with the mental problems and the drug problems. And he's the one, who wound up dead. But he's all blonde hair, blue eyes. Yeah, it's a thing. It's a thing. But yeah, it's cute. And I had a crush on him, and he just think about it makes me happy. So you're a Kanuki. And yes, it is free to pray and it is free to be kind. It is free to use manners. All good things, Suzanne. And we appreciate it very much. Thank you. And you said, my heart is all happy and warm and it's not a hot flash. Woohoo! Not a hot flash, not a night sweat. Look, you're 2 for 2. There you go. And PMS or premenopause, perimenopause, menopause, postmenopause. I know it all sucks. Being a girl sucks. I don't know why all these dudes want to like transition into being a woman. It's not easy being a girl. Like it's really not. So much goes with it. They just don't know. Suzanne Wolfram, it's too easy, dear, and you're very welcome. See, Suzanne's got such a good heart. How's that wonderful grandson of yours? Make sure you tell him I said hi, and I'm sending him hugs. Although maybe he's too big now. I'll send him fist bumps. There you go. Boom, boom. There. I fist bumped the air. Well, I fist bumped my own fist, which was kind of dumb, but whatever. Cap said it in you. That's the bourbon. It'll pass. I mean, it'll pass. Yeah. You'll have to pee soon. Your radiator is topped up. Oh, Lord. They're just going to give you shit about your hot flashes. You realize that. Kanuki is cute, but asshole works too. That's my Suzanne. She comes in talking about prayer and Lee's talking about asshole. That's why I love you, girl. I never know what the fuck to expect. It's great. Oh, that was fun. Suzanne said, I'm phoning today to find out if my vehicle can get fixed cheap or not. It's been at the garage for a couple weeks now. Oh, well, here's to hoping a Santi Sana squash banana. That's my little mojo. Hopefully it'll be cheap for you. So far, every conversation I've had today wound up costing money. So this one better not. Maybe the odds will be in your favor since I wound up paying off like 3 things for my mother today. Suzanne, prayers for the dearly departed and the family. May God, Lord, comfort and bless all. Amen. Amen. I concur. Suzanne said, Michelle, you will always be my Jersey girl. I should hope so. I should hope so. Okay, so StreamYard did this weird thing where it combined Heidi from Rumble, Suzanne and Heidi from YouTube in one giant cluster. So the only thing that I could get out of that was Michelle, you'll always be my Jersey girl, and it looks like a half a heart because it's sandwiched, pushed together between two thank yous for something. It's just, I think it's two of the same thing. Yeah, it's the same thing. Maybe because it's copy pasted on each and StreamYard is retarded. I don't know. Heidi is my hot chocolate girl, little Swiss Miss. Oh, that's funny. Cap said, we just found out Grandpa's now addicted to Viagra. Nobody is taking it harder than Grandma. See, that would be really, really funny if I didn't live with that couple. She's 82 and they're frisky every day. Every day. That it's not even innuendo at this point. It's like brick through the window kind of at this point. Like it's really just it's a lot. And I sit there going, really? Really? Because this is why I went to therapy. One of many reasons, but this is why I went to therapy. Like, I don't need this shit. And my son's like, what do you think? You're different? I'm like, I'm not with anybody. He's like, no, but he goes, everything you say is like, no other mom in the world says that. I'm like, you don't know a lot of moms then, because there's a lot of people out there like me. Like, like a lot. You need to get out more. I think he needs to see the world because he thinks I'm like unique, which is no, not really. That was funny though. Snipperoonie said, thank you, Shelly. It's been a long year already. I'm glad I had a good visit with him in the nursing home a couple weeks ago. Oh, that's wonderful. Yeah, see, that's the kind of stuff that counts. That's the kind of stuff that counts. I'm glad you had a good visit. It matters. It does. This way you don't have that regret. Suzanne the Captain, Kern, you're killing me. You're killing me. Smalls, you're killing me. And she said, T3, you need Jesus. I got Jesus. Jesus is my co-pilot. See, he's here hanging out, just listening to this, whole podcast, just shaking his head, going, I don't know why I bother with you. Like, he's really, I think God sometimes looks at me as like that, like the slow kid. Like we have the golden boy, we have the golden girl, then we got Shelly. You'll get used to her. Like it's okay. She has benefits all on her own. They're just harder to see. Like it's okay. Heidi said, "Oh, Suzanne, cute in 3D life. I'm a German tort, sweet yet tart at times. Ask my kids, and I'm a drill sergeant at times. My kids just think I'm a wacko bitch. Like they love that. Don't get me wrong, or at least that's what they tell me, so that I don't disown them. But, yeah, they just think I'm insane. Connor, you're crazy. You're funny, but you're still crazy. Some days it's you're so funny, but you're crazy. And some days it's you're crazy, but you're funny. So it depends on which way I'm leaning. I'm either funny or crazy. Sometimes I'm both, which he really seems to enjoy. Suzanne said he's 16 years old now. He's an asshole teenager, but as long as he makes my coffee, he'll live through puberty. Yeah, I'm white knuckling it through the end of the teenage years. Because some days he's really good and like he'll do everything that I don't even bother to ask for. And he's just like considerate and generous and funny and loving. And then some days it's like the devil himself got out of bed and said, hey, you're my target all day long. Like I'm not gonna be happy till I make you cry. It's like, okay. So I'm really hoping that it's not a permanent part of his personality, but looking at his two parents, I don't see how it's not. I'm screwed. Let's just face it. I mean, I'm screwed. Suzanne, keep on top of it with your car. I'm still fighting. You're still fighting for that, Heidi? Oh my goodness. Jesus. Unbelievable. Oh, Suzanne called you the perfect mom. I can't believe you're still fighting for your car. Cool gamer. Hi, honey. I saw you before. I said hi. How are you? It's a booby hug. All my hugs are booby hugs. I can't help it. There's boobies. What am I supposed to do? I can hug you from the like. I don't know if I don't think a backwards hug would be as Well, I mean, it depends on which way they're facing too. But yeah, let me just abandon that because I'm not going there today. I still have another stream to do after this. Don't forget, Winning is going to be covering that press conference by the representative. I want to say Anna Paulina Luna, I think her name is. I think that's her name. But she's going at 3:00. I'm guessing he's going to start at 2 or 2:30. And apparently, I didn't understand yesterday when he was like, "You're gonna go on the thing with me, right? Like you'll meet me over there." I just figured I'd be in chat. He was like, "No, I want you on panel." Oh, all right. So I will be joining him. So when he's ready to go, I will set it up for this to go straight over to him. And then I'll jump over into his StreamYards and be on panel with him. This way, if the press conference sucks, I could at least mock it endlessly. Cap said, my son is now at the age where he's curious about the human body. I guess I'll have to hide it somewhere else now. I like having cadavers all around. That's great. Suzanne said, how many cool gamers we got? Hello to all of them. I know. He comes in on both accounts usually. It's nice. It's a sweet thing to do. Riding the short bus to heaven. I mean, as long as I'm not riding a rocket to heaven, because I have a feeling when I die, it's not going to be something mundane. It's going to be something that I do that's spectacularly stupid. Like blow up a pressure cooker or some bullshit. Like there's just going to be something where they're going to be like, can you believe she did that? Who? Shelly? Yeah. Like, yeah, I can believe it. I don't think a whole lot of people would have a hard time believing that I died in a very retarded, like, what was she doing kind of way. I think it's kind of expected at this point. There's not going to be like, oh, she got hit by a bus or she died in her sleep. No, it won't be any of that. It'll be, I don't know, she went to go light a firework and it backfired and then took her up to the roof and dropped her off and she fell on her head and split like a melon. And then the dog came up. Like, it'll be one of those fucking things. One of those rambling, like very convoluted, but wow, it was like a big death. That'll be me. I'm not drunk. I'm not high. I had a very bad sleep last night. So I'm a little punchy. Ellie Fawn. Hello, honey. How are you? Morning on my phone. Okay, so Ellie, we had this entire conversation in Winning's chat last night. So how come you can't tag? Is it because you're on an Android? Or is it because you think you can't because on your side it doesn't show? Because I can't see on my phone when I tag. I do the tag, I do the @ and I type the exact, screen name or handle, whatever the fuck you want to call it. And then I type out my message and I send it. But on my phone, it doesn't like highlight it or anything, but apparently they can still see it. So you should try it. And maybe we're seeing it and you're not. It's a weird thing. But it was a whole big thing because Heidi is special. Heidi can tag on her phone and I freaking couldn't. And she was like, maybe you can't. So I tried it and it worked one way, but not the other. But then she did it like in multiple ways and it worked multiple ways. I'm just like, she's just tag gifted, I guess. She's tag blessed. Tag blessed. Not a bad thing to be. But maybe you should try it. See if you can tag and we see it. Hell, just tag me. On my phone, also behind at 2x speed. Yes, but I'm only behind 5 minutes. I have no script. I shouldn't be that bad today. Harlem has the mouth of a ducking sailor. Don't know where he gets that trashy mouth, for fuck's sake. Seriously, fuck that. Yep, don't know where he gets that from. I don't know where my son gets his sarcasm and his stubbornness from either. It's a mystery. I don't know. It's just sometimes he's just so unpleasant in that. And he's so sensitive. I don't know where he gets that from. Oh, Ellie, I'm in a car trip, sitting in the back, trying not to vomit. Let's hope hubby doesn't drive cray. Well, if you're in the back, if you're trying not to vomit, why are you looking at your phone, girl? The worst thing you could do in a car is read. I mean, I used to do it all the time. My father used to be like, I don't know how she doesn't throw up. But I could read a whole novel like just while he was driving down the East Coast. But now, no, I don't like to read in the car anymore. Now it makes me sick. Before it did. Uh, then again, everybody's got phones, so I really don't get a chance to read because everybody's look at it. Heidi, oh crud, I almost forgot it's trash pickup day on phone lurking for a bit. Yes, I gotta I don't put the trash out. My mother's husband puts the trash out tonight. And it's snowing. Son of a bitch. I love the snow. I do. It's beautiful. It's white and it's all over. But I'd really I need the vitamin D and the sun as well. Like, what the fuck? Anyway. Heidi, at Ellie. I can't ever sit in the back seat on road trips. I get the same way. Yeah, no, the back seat, that's a one-way ticket to throwing up. All the kids. I used to be like, God, if it wasn't for safety, I'd have them on the freaking dashboard just to shut them up. But I never used to get sick in cars. I didn't get motion sickness at all. Now I don't get it if I have pretzels. Pretzels are like my cure-all because I just get a sour stomach and I get nauseous. And the pretzels just soak everything up and help. But I used to read in the backseat. I would lay down and just go to sleep for hours to where daddy was like, how the hell does she not fall off the damn? Because he would stop short. And even in my sleep, my arm would just shoot right out and brace me. So I couldn't, or I'd be turned over. That's another weird position. Like when you're a kid and you're sleeping in the back seat, they never just sleep flat or sleep sitting. Well, sometimes they sleep sitting up. I used to sleep facing the back seat, like facing the back of the seat. And I would like nestle down into like the right angle of the back and the seat meeting. And I would just nestle in there and I would never move. And he would hit the brake, he would turn. I didn't move. Like, nope. I slept like the dead. Once I go to sleep, I am dead weight. I'm not moving. You are not moving me. It just isn't a thing. He used to hate having to carry me from the car to the house because he'd be like, oh my God, like, how does she do that? And it would wake me up and I'd just I'd support myself a little bit. He'd be like, oh my God, that's such a difference. Because he goes, oh my God, if you ever fall asleep in the water, you're going to drown because you're dead weight. You'll just sink like a stone. Because my whole body relaxes. I'm never relaxed except in sleep. And even then, sometimes I'm not. But that relaxation, when you let go all that tension and everything, your weight just goes, boom. It's like gravity's like, oh, there she is. Like it doubles up on you. But yeah, he used to bitch about that. And he was a big dude. So carrying me around was nothing. But I mean, he just bitched a bitch because it was funny. Ellie said, I'm trying to concentrate on Shelly's voice. Listen to my voice. You feel wonderful. You do. You feel light and airy. Crack open the window, get some fresh air, get a piece of gum or peppermint or something. Always carry mints with you when you're going in a car. And just have that, and you're going to be fine. You're going to be fine. Oh, God, it's racing ahead because I'm caught up and I forgot that it moves when you do that. Damn it. I'm lost. Heidi, shit, thanks for the reminder. Mine is tomorrow. Time to get the boy moving. There you go. Ellie said, how's everybody doing? How y'all doing? I think we're doing okay. Everybody's feeling some type of way. It's that time of year where you're past the holidays. Easter's far away. Spring is far away. And you have a couple more months or weeks of just like the meh. I know you don't get snow where you're at, but you still get somewhat of a different season, I don't like the grayness of it all. I like when the colors are popping, when everything's green and lush and healthy. Winter gives me like death vibes, Like it's so sad sometimes when I watch things just fade away and they look like they're on their last legs, but then spring rolls around and you see that first green leaf pop up and it stands out like in such stark, contrast to the tree. I always look for that. I always look for the new leaves, new blossoms, because they're just little like spots of color in like this real bleak kind of backdrop. And it's beautiful. That's one of the things I love when they do the cinematography, when they do that kind of black and white background, like everything is now like noir. And then they pick one thing to keep colorized or to saturate with color. And that like that girl in the red coat, that wartime film that they made about like World War II, and there was the girl in the red coat, the little girl in the red coat. That's the kind of stuff like I'm drawn to stuff like that. And I think it's so pretty. And you could really make a statement depending on what you make, pop out or whatever. But yeah, that's one of my favorite kinds of expression when they do that because it's just so pretty to me. And I look for that. I look for that when spring's coming around to have that one spot of color. It gives me hope. It gives me hope that more color is to follow, more life is to follow. Everything might have looked bleak, but it's turning around and it's getting better. And I usually take that and I spread it across the rest of my life and I figure, well, if this can get better and nobody bothered with it, then maybe if I'm putting some effort forward towards some of my bleak stuff, I could change them around too. So if Mother Nature can do it, I can do it too, damn it. Not with the plant, because we all know that I kill even cactuses. I killed plastic plants, okay? Like they just don't survive around me. I don't know what it is. Uh Heidi shit, thanks for all right, we did that. How's everybody doing? I'm on Android and I tag. I don't see it on my end. There you go, Suzanne. Yeah, I didn't know till last night that I could. Heidi said, "You're welcome, Suzanne. It's just me and the dogs, and they refuse to train for that." My son gets it from his sister. Yeah, obviously, and she obviously gets it from her father. Because let's just blame Miguel for everything. Global warming, if it does exist, it's his fault. It's all his fault. My mother's phone is so loud, I can hear it from here. And the only person that calls her is her husband. And what does she have as his ringtone? Bad to the bone. Of course, that's his fucking ringtone. My mother's ringtone on my phone used to be an asshole is calling. An asshole is calling. So I knew it was her every time. And then she heard it and I was in trouble. She did not find it as amusing as I did. But I still think it's amusing. I still have it. She'd be more upset if she knew why her text alert was the Cantina thing. It's actually not the Cantina song. It's the song from Jabba's Palace. When you first go in and you see all like they're all playing the instruments or whatever, and that's because if any of you remember Jedi in Jabba's Palace when they're playing the songs, there's a woman. I'm gonna call her that, who walks through and she's dancing. And the only thing she can do is swing her arms and kick her legs. And she's wearing this weird banded kind of thing, but she's got like roll upon roll upon roll. She's a big girl. And when we went to see Jedi, now Daddy never said bad things, like never. And it just slipped out. Because it was just me and him. He goes, "Oh, look, there's mommy." I was like, "Oh," and he was like, "I will buy you whatever you want." I was like, "Nah, I'm not gonna tell her." I was like, "Are you kidding me?" I was like, "That was hilarious." But he saw, he goes, "There's your mother." And I was like, "Oh shit." Because I remember just my mouth dropped open my head. I don't know how to break my neck because my head went right to the side to look at him. He was like, whatever you want, whatever. Like he was willing to buy me a car right then and there. So I did not tell her he said that. To this day, I've never told her that. There's your but I can't watch Jedi without thinking, oh look, there's my mother. Fucking hell, Dad. Oh, my face hurts. That made me. Oh, what a good memory. I haven't thought of that in so long. Oh, Lord, that would actually hurt to smile at. Because think about it. You ever catch your parents like talking about one another when you were little and you're just like, oh, like you didn't know they did that. You thought they were a team. Like they was you against them. And then suddenly you find out, oh, you think she's ugly too. Like, it's a little disheartening, but it's really fucking funny when you're older because you're like, yeah, I could see that. Like he loved her, but I've been there. Like I've had that feeling. Like this bitch. Like, oh, so funny. Oh, there's your mother. Sorry, guys. Oh, my Lord. My Lanta. Also looking down doesn't help with motion sickness. You take your eyes off the horizon. Yeah, and looking out the side windows don't help either. When you look out the side window and things are rushing past you, you're more likely to get more motion sick. Keep your eyes forward and just concentrate. If you could sit in the middle, that'd be awesome for you. I'm trying to concentrate on Shelly's voice so I don't upcheck. Sorry to hear the loss. Told you I'm behind. That's all right, baby. Suzanne said, no, snow is not pretty. It's ugly. It brings cold, ugly sickness. Nope. I only want to wake up in the spring, new life, new growth, new promises of life. There you go. I do love winter. I mean, I like the cold. I love the snow. But we have had a total of 5 days since Christmas where it did not snow. And even on those even on those days, I believe it rained on like 4 of those days. So just a whole lot of precipitation here, like a whole lot. Being up in the mountains, being up this high is like, okay. I mean, I'm pretty high up on the damn mountain. 1,700 feet is a lot, especially for somebody who lived her entire life at 7 feet below sea level. So it's like, it's a little different. Snipperoonie said, Ed Elephant, good luck with that Jersey accent. Joking, T3. You know, everybody could just bite everything. As it says in my Discord, you could kiss my entire ass. Okay? The whole thing. North to south, east to west. Go for it. Lass! I'm kidding, by the way. Hi, Lass. Happy Tuesday. It's Taco Tuesday. It's Taco Tuesday. Ellie said, Shelly, it's great that your mom and Fredo still get it on. No, it's not. Oh, that's why she said, if I'm nauseous, everybody else should be. You know what? I don't care if they get freaky. I don't want to hear about it. I don't want to see them running around the kitchen and he's goosing her. And I'm like, ew. Stop it. And he's like, and I remind him every morning, I'm like, remember Friday's Valentine's Day. I don't want to hear her mouth. Because if she doesn't, I don't want anything. She already started this morning. I don't want anything. Valentine's Day is not important once you're married. It changes. It changes when you're in a relationship. It means something. But when you're married, it doesn't matter. I was like, you're such a lying hoe. She was like, what? I was like, you're a fucking liar. I was like, because if you don't get something on Valentine's, I ain't going to stop hearing about it until next Christmas. No, I won't. I was like, fuck that. I know you too well. Like, I've seen this show before. Nope. Any man who thinks that Valentine's means nothing to a woman because she said it doesn't know women very well. All right. But if you're making her feel like, wonderful every single day, that's awesome. Go a little extra on Valentine's. Don't let the day, because you don't want that fight. and she will remember that shit forever. Like, oh my God, yeah, you remember that Valentine's? Yeah, when you didn't do anything? Oh, you remember that? Yeah. That's the plunger that will always bring that old shit back up. That will never stop. That will never not be a thing. I don't care who you are. You could argue with me, and I don't care. You still hold a little bit of resentment for it if they forget. But yeah, no, they chase each other around. It's weird. It's weird. And I'm like, I just look at her and I'm like, ugh. And like we were talking about Valentine's today, and she was like, "You've always hated." I said, "I do. I hate Valentine's because it's never a good day for me ever." And I was talking to her, and she was like, "Yeah, Fredo used to get me this stuff and that stuff." I said, "Not for nothing." I said, "But the man waits on you hand and foot. He brings you flowers for no fucking reason at all. He buys you whatever tree you want, whatever shrubbery you want. Oh, you want the shutters this way? He does the shutters this way. Oh, you want the back to look like this? He goes and does the backyard the way she wants it. Oh, you need your compression socks put on. He sits on the floor and puts her damn compression socks on. Like, oh, you need coffee. He gets up and makes the coffee in the morning. He goes and gets her the coffee. He makes her breakfast. He makes sure she eats. And I'm like, bitch, you lazy as hell in your old age. Like, I don't ever remember this being the scenario that we were raised in. What the fuck is this? Like, he cooks all the meals. He does most of the cleaning. He does he goes to the store to get all the groceries. He goes to the store to get the potting soil and whatever. Marion, do you want this? Marion, do you want that? Marion, can I do this? Marion, and she sits from her little throne at the table, chain smoking her fucking cigarettes. Yes, go do this, Fredo. Go. Yesterday, I said, do you know what the word please is? What? I said, you bark orders. I was like, don't ever do it to me. And she was like, I wouldn't do it. No, you fucking better not. I was like, because that's the one way I will never do it. I will die rather than do that thing you just told me to do. I was like, but you bark orders at everybody, including your husband. And it drives me nuts because I'm not that person. I'm a very bossy person. I'm very pushy, very bossy, but in a polite way. I don't tell you, go do that and expect you to do it. I'm not barking at you. I do I swear to God, this has to be like a little Southern. I do that thing where I ask very nicely, but there's no room to say no. So, and it's like, if you say no, I'll be like, oh, okay. Well, I got to go do something then. So I will talk to you and I'll just disconnect. And that's it. Like, it's like, nope, got to go. Because obviously, if you're not going to do that, then I got to go do it. I'm not wasting time with you. I got shit to do now that it's on me. But no, it's just, go get me this. Go do that. I need you to do that. I need you. I was like, God damn, you're demanding. You are so demanding. One of my exes, I had a very blunt conversation with him like years after we had broken up and we had become just friends or whatever. No hanky panky or anything. And we were just friends. Yeah, we grew out of it, whatever. And I said, do you remember what I was like when we were together? And he was like, oh, yeah. I was like, what'd you say it like that for? And he was like, what do you mean? I was like, yeah, oh, yeah. I was like, it was a bad thing. He was like, well, we did break up. I was like, you did put your dick in somebody else. That would be why we broke up. He was like, okay, forgot that. Convenient memory that you got there. But you remember what I did wrong. And he was like, well, he was like, the problem with you is you're very high maintenance, but you think you're low maintenance. And you don't give information for us to reach that high maintenance point. He's like, you're not demanding, but you're high maintenance. You're like really complicated. He was like, and you think I'm going to figure out how the hell your brain works. And I just can't. He's like, I couldn't do it then. I can't do it now. And I was like, okay. He was like, you're getting better. He's like, but you think you're low maintenance, but you're really, really high maintenance. But because you think you're low maintenance, you don't tell anybody what you want or what you need. You make us guess. And then you're disappointed when, we haven't guessed correctly. And I was like, all right. It sounds like me. I was like, yeah. He was like, but no. He was like, that's because you're not demanding. He said that's a bad thing. He was like, because if you were demanding, at least we'd know what to give you. Or we'd know, whether to walk away or not. He was like, but instead it's just kind of like what is she hinting at? Like, just tell me what. I'm like, but you don't understand. In my head, it ruins it if I tell you. Like if I just come out and say it, then you're not doing it to, because you want to do it. You're doing it because I want you to do it. And that's a different dynamic in my brain. And he was just like, yeah, that's why we're not together. We're better as friends. I'm like, no, we're not together because you're a cheating, lying son of a bitch. He's like, yeah, that too. But yeah, so I'm apparently high maintenance, but I think I'm low maintenance. And the only saving grace that's also a kind of catch 22 is that I'm not demanding. That's like me being caring but standoffish, which I figured out the other day. I told you, I don't know if you were still here, Cap, but the reason that people take me as standoffish is because I feel so many things all the time. If I really open myself up, then I'm in for a world of hurt. So there's always that little buffer that just tries to protect me. And I don't know how to get rid of that. I don't know that I want to. I'm okay with being a little standoffish. I had guys date me that they were like, "You are like so sweet and so caring and so warm and like but you're so closed off." I'm like, "What? I've been talking all fucking night." Yeah, but you're just there's like this wall I can't get through. I'm like, "Oh, I don't know what to tell you." I don't know. Winning didn't have a problem with the wall. That bitch came down one brick at a time. Boom, 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 boom. Is just not even there. And it's a little disconcerting. A little bit. It worries me some days where I'm like, I need the night to myself. Why? Because I need to like bubble wrap myself because I'm feeling vulnerable. Does he let me? Yeah, for like an hour. And then he's like, "Are you done? Let's watch wrestling." Okay. Uh Shelly is great. Yeah, I know. Well, I don't want to be nauseous. Suzanne said this year I'm planting grapes and roses and another apple tree. Oh, we got our grapevines. We got different kinds. He's got to build the trellis. But right now, like the grapes, they're tiny. So the plants, the vines are tiny. So he'll be able to do that in a couple weeks. We got a couple different fruit trees. I don't even want to know what the basement looks like. I can't even imagine. Between the plants and the chickens and the ducks, I can't even. I can't even. My son was like, he goes, "I ain't going down there." He was like, "It's a mess." He was, he was like, "I don't like going down there." I'm like, "All right." But yeah, I'm very excited about like the trees, and we're starting to like grow different plants in the indoor garden that we have in the mudroom. It's under like different lights and everything. It's on a timer. There's a whole system back there. I say we only because I live here. I had no part in it. Otherwise, they'd all be dead. But they're growing like strawberries and watermelon. They have all different types of soil. They have cactus soil. They have non-acidic soil. I was like, can't you just use dirt? This is why I can't garden because I'd be like, there's dirt outside. Like, why can't we just plant it in the dirt? Don't you just plant it and water it? No, they have like 80 different kinds of foods for it and whatever. I was like, I don't remember my grandmother doing any of that shit. We had the same garden every year and everything grew crazy. We always had tons of fruit and vegetables. And she never like once a day she would send me out to go water the garden if it didn't rain. That was it. That was it. We had tomatoes, we had squash, we had the butternut squash, we had eggplant, we had cauliflower, we had broccoli, we had potatoes, we had the buzz and the goal, we had the what's the cilantro, we had the oh my god, so many like green beans, and you had like the big string beans, and you had the regular like small snap peas and stuff like that. Tons and tons and tons of stuff. I never ever put different soil. We literally used the same gasoline laden friggin' soil that we had from the front of the gas station. Like it was all the same. It was just dirt. Just dirt. Not special, just dirt. The only thing that we did special was put sticks in the ground, and when the tomato plants got a certain thing, like a certain height, you tied them to the sticks so they didn't fall over. That was it. That was it. There was nothing. No. They have all these nutrients and these lights and a certain pot and a certain kind of soil and blah, blah, blah. I don't understand. I will never be that person. I will never be that person. That part of homesteading is just, it escapes me because why can't you just plant it? It really baffles me. I know y'all are out there like aghast, like, oh my God, she would just put it in the dirt. Yes, I would just put it in the fucking dirt. I mean, things grow in the dirt all the time. Last said, can't chat, eating, be back when done. All right, well, we'll be here. Elephant, I'm only nauseous when I have to eat. I'm nauseous with certain meds. Certain medications will make me nauseous if I take them on an empty stomach. That's why now I take my meds at night whenever I can because then I just go to sleep, and if I'm nauseous, I don't care because I'm asleep. God's gonna get you for that, T3. God gets me for a lot of things, but you know what? I think God appreciates my sense of humor. I really do. I really do. Winning had a show the other night about aliens and whatever. And I have been saying prayers that his channel, takes off more, and that he gets more income from it because he really works hard and he deserves it. And so I've been praying relentlessly. Like I think God's like, shut the fuck up already. But all I keep, just please help him, please help him, please help him. Because I really need this for him. And I was talking to him, and he got some super chats in Rumble, and the name was Anunnaki. And I saw it, and I was just in chat, and I'm sitting out in the living room by myself reading this. I burst out laughing, and I was like, I looked up, I said, really? Like, you answered my prayer, but that's the one you answered my, like, you got a twisted sense of humor. No wonder we get along. Because come on. Like, I asked God to send him more like income and more um, more revenue. And he sends the revenue to him out of nowhere in abundance that 2 nights, but the first night by Anunnaki? Really? Really? Like, and I was like, I literally looked up. I was like, you're twisted. You're twisted. You know that, right? Like, because I thought it was so fucking funny. Because it was like the irony. Like, really? That was like God's way of saying, that's from me. I made sure that you knew that was my doing. Like, all right, God, I see you. I see you, God. I see you. Uh, I'm waiting for global warming any day now. Yeah, we're all looking forward to global warming, so that means winter is fucking over. Uh, Shetty Graham, how you doing? Mine is bigger. Bite it. Oh, your ass? Ow. Did you feel it? Can you hear my teeth? There you go. I bit your butt. You know me. I'm a people pleaser. Puffer, how you doing? Hey, I'm not gonna bite. I'm gonna make it weird. Hi, Shelly. As I said, you don't have to kick. You don't have to bite my ass. You just kiss my entire ass, the whole thing. Um, Heidi, I remember that film Schindler's List with the girl in the red coat. It brought tears to me. Yes, because I had seen the Diary of Anne Frank just before it. The girl with the red balloon book is also touching. See, it's things like those though. They stand out in your memory. And I just appreciate artwork like that so much in film and pictures. It's I don't know. It lands different for me. Like I've looked at all sorts of art. I've loved art my entire life. And I used to love going to art museums or whatever. And I would hear people talking about, this painting, this famous painting over here, this famous, and I'd look at them and go, meh. Like they're nice, man. Like what do you like so much about them? The name? Because the technique is meh. The colors are meh. The subject is meh. Like to me, the whole painting is meh. And they're all like, oh my God, it changed my life. I'm like, why? Like somebody explain, and I wasn't being like mean about it. I was like, somebody explain it to me because obviously you're seeing something in this painting that I'm not. Yet I'm looking over here at this very simple thing, and it's telling me like an entire history lesson. Like I'm lost in the romance of it. I'm lost in the drama of it. I'm lost in the colors and the life and everything else. Cause I see like this entire scene coming to life in my head. And when they do other, like, like impressionists and stuff like that, it doesn't do that for me. I can appreciate the beauty of it, but it doesn't strike me. It doesn't it doesn't play with my emotions. It doesn't strike a chord, I guess you could say. And then I'll look at things that other people are like, meh, and I'm like, oh my God, how do you not see what I see? But that's one of those things where I see stuff like that and I'm just like, my brain automatically calms. It's this weird kind of like, it's almost like the lack of saturation of color actually makes my brain relax. And it just tells me, okay, there's not a lot for you to look at yet. There's going to be, where's the color point? Where is that focal point? And I think that has a lot to do with it, that it has a set focal point for me. And then I get to focus on that. And then everything around it comes to life once I'm focused on that one thing. And it becomes a moving picture in my mind. But I have to have that one focal point. If there's too much going on, it's just loud to me. It's too much. Like there's too much stimuli going on. That's kind of the way I am with life, though. Like, don't make a whole bunch of shit go on. Just let everything be the same. Give me that one thing that I could focus on, and then everything else is going to fall into place. I promise I will see everything else much clearer if I have one thing to focus on. Like, the periphery is great when I'm focused. If I'm trying to look at the periphery, I miss everything. Like, I miss everything that's going on all around. I need that one narrow focus, and then everything else kind of comes into focus. I know it's weird, whatever. Squirrel number 92 for the day. Suzanne said, oh, he's so in love with your mom. Yeah, I know. It's gross. And I don't get it. I really don't. That woman has spent 2 years of her life single since she hit 18 years old. She's not funny. She's not smart. She's not talented. She's not cute. She don't have a killer body. She doesn't have a great voice. We all know that. You've all heard her. So it's like, and she's just annoying and naggy and just bossy and nasty and blamey and selfish and everything happens to me. Like, I don't get it. I don't get it. I don't. Maybe she makes him feel necessary. I don't know. But she's been married 3 times. 3 times. She's 82, been married the majority of her life. I am going to be 51. I was married 3 whole years, with him for 5, and I regret every moment that I spent with him. Like, it's just like, it is what it is. And I guess I was just made to be a mom and not a wife. Maybe she was meant to be a wife and not a mom. I don't know, because she sucks as a mother. That went somewhere I didn't expect it to. Alrighty. Snipperoonie said, sorry, I have to leave soon. I'll catch this later. Have a good one. You take care of yourself, honey. I know you're probably gone by now because I'm 15 minutes behind, which for me is nothing. But just know that I'll be thinking about you today. Hopefully we'll see you later in winnings. And I really hope that your spirits buoy a little today, honey. It's going to be okay. It's going to be okay. And just know that we're thinking of you and we're all sending you good thoughts. Inya said, we will find you a shrubbery. You must return here with a shrubbery. Your father smells like elderberries. My mother just sent me a text. It's snowing. No shit, Sherlock. Thank you, Captain Obvious. I'm literally sitting next to a giant fucking window. Puffer said Valentine's Day is my mom's birthday. Oh Lord. It was also my wedding day in Florida because of weather. Okay. Never should have gotten married. I hate to love it for my mom. There you go. I get you. I do. I get you. Um yeah, my first Valentine's with my husband was very bizarre because it was like he knew it was Valentine's. We got stuff for Katie. You know, we had like a whole Valentine's dinner that grandma cooked, and it was weird because like I went the whole day just waiting, waiting, waiting. He already got his Valentine's gift. He got a region-free DVD player out of me. Cost me like $800 because this is when they were brand new. Like you had to like send away for them and shit. And that's what he got, and he was all happy and whatever. And the day came and went, and the next day I hear my grandmother say to him, "You really didn't get her anything?" And he was like, "What? She didn't ask for anything." She said it was Valentine's Day. She's not supposed to ask you. You didn't ask. He was like, "Oh, well, I don't not working." She was like, "But you got money for alcohol." She had my grandmother, no hair grew on her fucking tongue. She she was like, and I'm just laying in bed, just like, I ain't getting up today. I was like, I'm just not. And then he came in the bedroom and was like, "Hey, you want to watch it?" I was like, "Don't talk to me." Hey, what? Don't talk to me. Oh, you're mad at me? Yeah, obviously. Oh, so you're gonna give me the silent treatment? Mm-hmm. All right, I'm going online. I was like, good. Tell your girlfriend I said hi. Gotta always bring that shit up. Well, it's relevant, so why wouldn't I? But yeah, I was a bit of a pill when I was married because he was a dick. High maintenance, low maintenance, it doesn't really matter. I'm really not hard to please. But for some reason, he just made it his mission to deny me whatever he could. It was weird. It was like he got off on it. He probably did. And you said, I've been feeling extra demanding lately. My poor husband. But I am polite usually and grateful. See, that's the difference. To the point where I feel guilty that he has to put up with my nonsense. Aw, honey. I'm sure he loves taking care of you. I'm sure he does. A lot of men do. They like to feel needed. They don't just want you to just be like, oh, yeah, go do the manly shit. Like, I need you to do stuff for me because I don't trust anybody else. See you on the flip side, Snipperoni. Angry, what's up? How you doing, honey? Ellie said, okay, I'm caught up. Good, because I've been saying absolutely nothing. I'm jumping ahead. Holy crap. Back to lurking. Why are you lurking? Heidi, nope. I'll leave link dropping to you and Wolfram. There you go. You just relax and kick back. See, Suzanne has the season pass kind of wrench because she could do the modding if she feels like it, but she's not obligated to. But she could drop whatever words she wants and nobody can say shit. That's the beauty of being wrenched. That's the only reason I have wrenches. You know that, right? Everywhere I go, people just give me a wrench. It's not to mod because I suck at it. I suck so bad. But because I don't like it. I don't want to do it. But it's because of my mouth. It's like, whatever. They're like, oh, instead of having to hit allow every time she posts something, just give her a fucking wrench. Thank you. So I'm on the way to see my doctor, going to see if my health improvement was enough. Oh, well, good luck with that. Wait. Do I have it? Where the hell is it? Damn it. I want to find it. Did I get rid of it? I couldn't have. Oh my goodness. Damn it. Shit. I think I got rid of it. Some bitch. I didn't get rid of this one.
Why are you gay?
I can't. Oh, here it is.
Good luck. We're all counting on you.
There you go. There's a healthy Nick saying good luck. We're all counting on you. Which of course winning has me trained that every time somebody says good luck, I'm like, we're all counting. So stupid. Anyway. Do 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 do. Now I'm lost again because StreamYard likes to jump around. Jump around. Jump around. Jump up and get down. So she caught up. All right, so there we go. Link dropping, improvement. All right, so you're on your way to the doctor. Good luck. We're all counting on you. And I'm sure he's going to be very happy with your changes. Just keep it up. You know that nothing is going to happen overnight. You know, nothing like you're going to see small changes, and those small changes, they grow. But just know that you're doing it for you. You're doing it for your kids. You're doing it for your husband to have a better quality of life. And it's worth it. You're worth it. So just remember that. Wishing you the best, Ellie. Praying you get good news. She better kick that doctor's ass. I want to splice a pear tree to my apple tree. You're going to make a hybrid tree? I would love to see how that works out. Can you do that? That would be so fucking cool. Let me know how that goes. Nerd on lunch break. How you doing, nerd? How you doing? I was a little worried. I haven't seen you for a while. But I figured if something, was up, we'd hear about it. I'd hear about it. Suzanne, we have strawberries. Awesome. Inya, my father-in-law planted some fruit cocktail trees 5 to 6 years ago. And I don't think they produced. You know what my brain just did, right? Because you said he planted fruit cocktail trees, and my brain played the movie in my head like it does whenever any of you people type. And I mean, it's when you type, when you talk, when anybody has any kind of feedback for me, it plays like a movie in my head automatically. And my brain supplied a man in the backyard of my aunt's house, because that's where my brain goes for gardening, and him just taking cans of fruit cocktail and dumping it, covered it with dirt, and just waiting. And of course, then my brain sped ahead. And there's a tree with like cans of fruit cocktail just hanging from it. Because this is the shit that I see on a daily basis. Then you'll wonder why I'm crazy. Because I know that that's not normal. However, why does it smell like something's burning? Oh, dear God. You know what? I don't trust this bitch. Guys, bear with me. I'm going to go see real quick if something's on fire here. Here's a dance for me, baby. I'll be right back.
Go a little crazy when you dance for me, baby. That look in your eye when you dance for me, baby. I can't deny when you dance for me, baby. Dance for me, baby. Dance for me, baby. Dance, dance for me, baby. Dance, 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 dance. If I take you home tonight, would you crash with me, baby? If I take you there, would you crash with me, baby? If I drive you crazy, would you crash with me, baby? Baby, crash with me, baby. Crash, crash, crash with me, baby. Crash, crash, crash with me, baby. Crash, crash, crash with me, baby. Crash, crash.
Alrighty, awesome. See, the nose knows because they were burning bread and didn't know it. I guess a piece of the bread must have got wedged into the toaster and it was just smoking up a storm. So it's all smoky up there and none of them noticed. See, this is why I can't relax. Grown ass adults, just can't keep their eye on things. It's like, whatever. You know how many times, because they don't have a gas stove anymore, it's an electric, they forget to turn the burner off? And every time they cook, I go right through the room after they're done. I click, 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 because they never remember to turn the burners off. It drives me insane. Insane. Anyway, and you said that the cocktail trees are spliced ones. I think his were apple, pear, and plum. Oh, that's awesome. I know apple and pear, but I can't remember the third fruit. What goes with apple and pear? I mean, it would have to be the same type of like seedling kind of thing, wouldn't it? Plums don't really have, well, yeah, the plum has the one seed in the middle. I always forget about that. The pit. But that's a pit. That's a in the ground kind of thing. I don't know. Puffer said dirt is a business. That's why they can suck my non-existing ball. Apparently, dirt is a business. Fucking Home Depot is trying to sell cactus soil for something like $40 for a like small bag. I was like, you're crazy. I was like, why would you spend that on the dirt? I didn't even spend that on the cactuses I bought you. Like those cactuses, I literally got them at like the, like the Dollar Tree or whatever. Like that's where you got them. Oh, it's really snowing now. Shit. These assholes better go fucking food shopping, because everybody's supposed to get 2 to 4 inches, but because of how high up we are, we're supposed to get anywhere from 6 to 8, which, if I am used to living here by now, is probably about 10 inches. And yeah, okay, that's what I'm attempting to do. What? Wait, what? Oh, the splicing. I'm sorry, because we went right from the suck my non-existent balls to that's what I'm attempting to do, and my brain kind of short-circuited a little bit. Sorry, Suzanne. T3, my grand was married 5 times. Nice. Nice. I couldn't, no, I don't want to know that many people. I really don't. I'm thinking 5 marriages. You probably moved 5 times. That's 5 packings, 5 getting to know people. Do you know what one of the things and I know I talk about him a lot, but you know what? Fuck it. It's my show and I'm gonna. One of the things that I love about my entire relationship with Winning is we don't do small talk ever. Like either we're laughing or we're real quiet and relaxed, or we're in a 9-hour-long deep ass conversation that has to do with every law of nature and psychological angle and whatever. Like we dive deep into topics. And it doesn't matter if one of us doesn't know anything about the topic. The way we talk, it's one of us presents like what we know or whatever. We'll just start on some weird thread of conversation, and it just evolves from there. And like he listens really well when I talk. Sometimes he veers off and I get aggravated because I'm like, no, you're not listening. And he's like, no, I heard you. I'm like, you fucking liar. I'm like, you didn't hear me. You heard me, but you weren't listening. Like you didn't retain anything. I get so mad. And then I get quiet and I get like, and then I'm fine like an hour later. But he does it too. Like he'll start, like if he's super excited about something and I'm sitting there listening, I'm into what he's saying, but at some point my brain decides to focus on something else and zone out for like 2 minutes. And then I come back and I'm like, oh shit, what did he say? And I'm like, don't get mad. But I kind of zoned out. Can you just go back? Just go back a little bit. He's like, no. And he just keeps going because it's like, fuck it. Like eventually he'll cover it again at some point or I'll figure it out. But we don't do the, hi, what kind of weather are you having today? Like, what's your favorite color? Like, occasionally I'll ask questions like that, but that's not like, we've never done that. Never done that. I think one of the first conversations we had was like a metaphysical conversation. It was just all about, different kinds of energy and everything else. Another one was about religion, and another one was about, narcissism. It's always these big topics, and like we take them and then we break them up, and we never run out of things to talk about. But we never did the whole, like, I don't know, the pedantic kind of conversation. I don't like that. I'm not that person. Like, I have to analyze everything. I've been looking into like the Myers-Briggs stuff more and more and more, right? Because a lot of it, it's amazing how accurate it is. And like this morning I was looking at his personality type and my personality type, because we're only off by one letter. It's the last letter. Um and I really thought that, I mean, common sense, you would say 3 out of 4 letters, you're very alike. But apparently, because of the combination, we're very alike, but we're very different. And one of the things that neither one of us like is small talk. And that came out apparent. Like, that was one of the first things that it said about these two personalities. They do not enjoy just wasting their time on bullshit speak. Like, they have a lot of things to say. But it was telling me, like, the way he thinks and feels is different than the way I think and feel. It doesn't mean that they're not as profound as the others, but I'm an what did I say? I'm an extroverted feeler, and he's like a perception. I forget, but I have to talk things out to process my thoughts and my emotions and stuff like that. Which is why when I come on here, it's all about emotions. It's all about my stream of consciousness, because everything's so stuck inside my head. I can't pick it apart, and I can't look at it without talking to you guys about it, because it really helps to get it out and process it out loud. Half the time when you guys are like, "Oh, wow, that really makes sense." I'm like, "Oh, wow, that really makes sense." Because that's probably the first time I thought that too. It just happened to come out of my mouth. But for somebody like him, they don't express things until it's all settled and makes sense to them in their head. They process internally and then choose whether or not to share it. Whereas I share everything and process that way. And they're two very different ways of processing. But I was like, that makes a lot of sense, because I'm more an emotional talker. Like, and it doesn't always make sense as I'm talking, but then at the end, it's like, oh, like it all gets wrapped up in a nice little bow. But for him, he doesn't venture out with his thoughts until he's sure of them. Like he'd rather know the truth than be right, but he also doesn't want to trip himself up. He doesn't want to like go in all different directions like I do. I tend to think we're starting to pick up each other's habits. Like, I try to plan what I'm going to say a little bit more. This way I can get the actual point out at some point. And I think he's becoming a little bit more open to sharing without being 100% certain about what he's sharing about. Like, he's able to maybe process a little bit more with other people. I mean, mainly me, but like, it was something that he didn't do before. And I took his quietness in the beginning as, him being a snob and not liking me, which were probably both true. But I think he took my endless talking as me just being annoying. I was just an annoying bimbet girl that just never shut up. And then we both were able to recognize, oh no, there's value there. Like, there's a lot of value in his quiet, because he's thinking it over. He's weighing what he needs to say, because he wants it to be accurate and he wants it to be effective. Whereas he got to the point where he's like, oh, okay, she shares everything because there's too much going on in her head for her to keep it there. There's no way she could sort through all that stuff in her head, because I have to speak and work it out, and I have to get feedback in order to know, like, okay, so you're thinking this, but it's not. That's not how most people think. Anyway, If anybody hasn't taken the Myers-Briggs test, I highly recommend it because it's a hoot. It really is. Um, I was going to do my mother's with her, and then I realized I would have to sit there for like an hour and a half and ask her questions. Like, do you make friends easily? And the scale of answers is, basically like, um, often, not so often, sometimes, rarely, or like rare all the time, whatever. Like whatever the options are, I would have to repeat those 50 fucking million times. I was like, yeah, no, I don't feel like doing it. Ma, do you make friends easily? What do you mean? What do you mean? I don't have any friends. Then that would be no. Like, I'm pretty sure I could take that test for her. But we'll say, oh, maybe I'll do that. Maybe I'll take that test for her. And then I would send it to her to take by herself, but she would never do it. I can't read this shit, Michelle. Come read this shit to me, which defeats the purpose of me sending it to her. But I might make her do it because I find it really interesting. I find the different personality traits really interesting. I'm a INFJ, and that would be the advocate, and supposedly like the rarest personality type, whatever. But it means that I'm very good at reading people. I'm very good at picking up on the vibes of people around me, of picking up their emotions, whether they want me to or not. Um, Very good at being there for people, for listening and offering advice. I'm not great at listening unless you tell me all you want me to do is listen. That's something Winnie and I worked out in the first like week that we started talking. He was like, "Listen, no, I just want to talk. I just want to say this out loud. I don't need you to answer. I just need you to listen." I was like, "Oh, that was new." I was like, "All right." And sometimes I'll tell him, "Is this something that I need to like answer you? Like I have to have a solution for you or advice, or is this something you just want me to listen to?" I just want you to listen. Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, I'm good with that because I know he's good at, solving his own shit. But it takes a lot of the weight off of me. It's a whole different mindset if I know I'm just listening, because then I'm really open to the details of what you're telling me. If I know I have to give you advice, I'm listening to what you're telling me, but I'm also thinking of what I could do to help you fix it. So I'm not devoting all my time to just being there for you. It's half there for you and half trying to fix it for you. And that can get, it can be a lot. It's hard to decide like how to determine that with people. Sometimes you just ask them. You'd be surprised how happy they are to be like, "Oh no, I just want you to listen." Oh, okay, cool. And then that's it. Then you make them laugh and that's it. Uh, Suzanne said, "Hey, I'm a great mod on other channel." I know, you were always a great mod. I'm not. And I don't want you to have to work whenever you're on my channel. Like, I just want you to kick back and be funny and just relax. Well, from winning, where did it go? Oh, you want that one? I got that one. Where did I stick it? Where is it? Oh my god.
What? Did I put it in the wrong place? Probably. I've been doing that lately. I'm putting things in the wrong place. Where did I stick it? I stick it in the wrong place. Uh-oh, don't do that. I'm going to go over to Shelly's and see if I put it over there. What have I done? What are you going to fit in that thing? That's so small.
I fucking love that one. But Ellie has a request. So here you go.
Stop eating beans. Bangers and mash. Beans on toast. Stop.
That is one of my favorites, honey. It really is. He's like, bangers and mash, beans on toast. So affronted. He's like, I hate British food. Thanks, Ellie, for asking for that one. Shetty said, "Hey, Wolfram, I put y'all in my ear and started running household." I thought you were going to say you started running. I was like, bitch, I am not energizing. Like, No, I might make you laugh till you piss your pants sometimes, but running? No, you ain't running with me in your ear. But running errands and doing household chores, okay, I'm down with that. I'm down with that. Doo-doo-doo-doo-doo. I just said sorry, Suzanne. I didn't see you dropping links. Damn multitasking phone not cooperating. She's probably on top chat anyway if she's on the phone. No. That's always my problem. It always switches me to top chat. I hate it. I can understand that movie, Del Monte fruit cocktail. That yes, absolutely, absolutely. With the green label at the top with the little thing. Yeah. Did you know that fruit cocktail cans can explode? I didn't know that. I didn't know that. When we were moving, I had an entire cabinet full of canned goods that Connor kept putting more and more and more canned goods in there. And I was just like, what the fuck is in it? Like, you got to rotate the stuff from the back to the front. And he was like, why? So that the expired, like the older shit is in the front. You use it before it expires. And he was like, oh. And then I got really, really sick. And I didn't pay attention to that cabinet. That was Connor's domain. And then one day I get this, like, he was, in the middle of moving stuff and like trying to pack stuff up. Ma! I was like, what? There's all this black stuff everywhere. I was like, what? And I had to go all the way over. And I'm looking, and there was this black fuzz that worked its way from like the third shelf all the way down. It ate through so much paint and like the wood and everything. I was like, oh my God, what is this? And I traced the trail of it back to this can of fruit cocktail that exploded in the back of the cabinet, because my house was on a hill. Like, my whole building was on a hill. It all kind of like went forward, and it just dripped onto all fucking 3 shelves beneath it. And I was like, oh my God, the entire top of the can just went like a Popeye can, like when Popeye used to squeeze in the top of pop up. That's what it did. But there was nothing left in it. Like, all the fruit and the syrup and everything had turned into this weird black fuzzy stuff. And I was like, just don't touch it. Just throw everything out. Everything from that shelf down, just throw it out. I don't care what it is. It's all just bullshit anyway. Just throw it out. We're throwing out the cabinet. We're throwing out the whole thing. But I was like, ew, I didn't know that could happen. And I want to know when it exploded that I didn't hear it. Because it didn't just like pop just a little, like the whole fucking top, pop, like gone. It was like, all right. Don't forget the extra cherries. Never forget the cherries. Got to go pick a can off the tree. That would be convenient, let me tell you. Inya, where you lived before we could grow where we lived before you could grow cherries and oranges. Not here. This is a colder climate. Yeah, I know. Those grow all by themselves. Simple Prepper, what's up, my dude? How you doing? If you're in a climate where you can grow asparagus, then grow them. I love that birds and bugs don't bother them. Yeah, but they make your pee stink. That's the only thing I hate about asparagus. Did you know that? Asparagus can make your pee really stinky. And I love asparagus, but I won't eat it. I just won't. Yeah, I'm getting ready for the grocery store to stay at home week. Got to get milk and a steak. Much more, but essentials first. Absolutely. Make sure you get that beef. Get the beef. Where's the beef? But yeah, the whole, it's gonna snow. I gotta go get milk and bread and eggs, because that's all you make is French toast, apparently. People always go for those things. I'm like, dude, no, you need meat. Like, what the fuck? You just gonna live on bread? Like, no, I need steaks, I need hamburgers, I need meatballs. My great grandfather was married so many times in Texas that they cut him off. His last wife was in her 40s when they met. She was gorgeous and from the Philippines. Damn, Inya. Your great grandpa had a he was a swinging dick. What's going on with that? Married so many times. Oh my goodness. That's funny. Suzanne, I'm with you on that, T3. I married twice and I'm done. I don't like people enough to do it again. I loved being married. I just didn't like who I was married to. I mean, it helps to have a relationship when two people are in it. So, I was in a relationship. I don't know what the fuck he was doing, but he was not in that relationship. And when I look back at like the wedding video with Katie, because Katie wanted to see it, I was watching it and I was like, oh my God, he didn't say I do. When I said I do, when they said, do you? And I was like, I do. And he said, yeah. Like, and I was so nervous that day, I didn't even hear it. And I was sitting there watching this video going, motherfucker. I was like, he really just said, yeah. Like, yeah, sure. Why not? Like, whatever. I was like, oh, see? No. See, the red flag should have been when I had to buy my own damn engagement ring and then buy him one because equality. More liberal than my ex-husband, you're not going to get. You're just not. And he's just as deluded as the rest of them. But yeah, if I had an engagement ring with diamonds, he wanted one too. But I bought mine. And I bought his. And he was like, oh, I'll buy the wedding rings. He bought us some cheap ass 2 for $99 gold bands from friggin', what was it, Zales? I think it was. I was so like, really? Like that's my wedding band? My wedding band was about half as thick as my engagement ring. And I didn't have my engagement ring for a month before it broke. And I had that shit made solid. And yet the whole back just cracked. And I brought it to the jeweler and he was like, how the hell did you manage that? And I was like, I don't know. I was just sitting there and all of a sudden it just went, and I was like, oh my God, it pinched my finger and everything. And he just looked at me. He was like, that's an omen. I was like, what'd you say? And he was like, nothing. I was like, I've known you how many years? Like, what'd you say, motherfucker? He was like, just saying it's not a good omen if your engagement ring breaks before you even married. I was like, thanks. I was like, because I needed just the extra worry. But yeah, and it broke more than once. I had to have it fixed more than once. That's why once we got divorced and I moved back to Hoboken, I put it in a drawer and I didn't think about it until I got pregnant with Connor. I was like, I want to stay home. And I want to be with this baby. What can I do to do that? Let me sell everything I own. And that's what I did. I pawned every bit of jewelry I had. I sold my grandmother's gold teeth, her gold fillings. I pawned that for the gold. And apparently I was not the first person to do that because he wasn't even surprised. I sold every DVD I owned. I sold all my old albums, my vinyl LPs to a collector. Because I had like daddies, I had my grandmothers, I had my grandfather. I had shit going back to like, what was it? The heavy LPs, was it 78 speed? I don't know. We had 45, 78, and 33. And I had all of them. Like I had I had the old Victrola like albums. I sold everything I owned. The only thing I didn't sell was my Salvador Dali pendant. Everything else I sold. Because you couldn't put a price on me getting to spend the first couple years of his life at home with him. I didn't care. I would have sold blood every day. I would have sold my plasma if it was worth anything to stay home with him. Because that was something I was never going to get again. I didn't get that with Katie. I missed out and I was so bitter about that. And I just wanted that time with him. And I did whatever I had to do to be a at-home mom for the first 3 years of his life. And I think that's why we're as close as we are. That's awesome, Prepper. I'll tell my daughter that. Her tomatoes were ravaged, but she has learned a few tricks for the next go around. Nice. Nice. Yeah, Prepper would be the one to ask about all that stuff. Ellie said, I'm married once. I won't ever marry again if he dies or what. Oh, honey. First of all, never say never. Because we think that the prospect of growing old by yourself, even when you have kids, It's a lot. It's scary when you start getting much older and things are harder to do. And you spent your whole life going, I could spend my whole life by myself. Yeah, you can, but it's a lot nicer to, grow old with somebody. It's to have somebody that you could do things for, could do things for you. You're a team. It's just it's a security that you're not going to realize is essential to you until you get there. That's why, like Iron Rabbit, I give her so much credit because I know how hard it is to do things on your own. And she has so many hurdles in front of her. And yet she's always in a positive spirit and loving on her family and taking care of business and everything. She's just a powerhouse. I don't think I'm that strong. Internally, no, I don't think I'm that strong. She is a very strong woman. She's special. Iron Rabbit. She is. I don't think she realizes how much regard we all have for her. Me especially, because I really do hold her in very high esteem. And I don't do that with many people. Simple prepper. Yeah, I still have volunteers that keep coming back. I'm thinking I need to do a whole crop though. Okay. Thanks for the plug, Wolfram. I mean context. I'm hoping you mean the link, because the plug, that's just rude. But sorry, I had to go there. It got too wholesome for me. You're very welcome. Simple Prepper, I just subbed to you. Awesome Sauce. Make sure you sub to him, everybody. Prepper said, my parents buy once used mushroom farm dirt, then mix it 50-50 with sandy loam. Okay. Like, I don't know what any of that means. Like I said, dirt is dirt. It's brown, usually, unless you're in Georgia, then it's like a red kind of clay. But that doesn't produce much, apparently. Welcome to live. I'm behind the chats, though. Nice. The mushroom farm uses 50% straw and 50% cow manure. Ugh, shitty dirt. When you get it, the straw is turning to ash. It's composting so hot. Okay. My mother was able to harvest asparagus at about 6 months. Usually they take about 2 years before they're thick enough to use. Holy crap. She could speed things through? That's awesome. Heidi said complementary opposites, you and winning meshing together. We're alike in many ways. We're polar opposites in so many ways. So many ways. But that's what makes it interesting. It does. Like, there's never a dull moment between me and him, and yet there's never a dramatic moment. It's so bizarre to me to spend anywhere from 2 to 2. I don't think I've spent 2 hours with him since I met him. To spend anywhere from like 4 to 12 hours a day with somebody and not argue and not like, I don't know, it's bizarre to me because in this house, like everything is an attack. And I don't have that with him. Like sometimes it carries over where I get super sensitive when he's talking and he says nothing wrong, but because I've been attacked all day long, I'm raw and I'm just like, like I'm like, you know what? Just play a movie or something. Like, so I just need to be quiet. I just need to be quiet, and he just lets me be quiet. And then I'm over it because while I'm watching the movie or whatever, and we're joking about the movie, while it's playing because that's what we do. It's just nice to be there with somebody and know that no matter what I say or do, they're not gonna be like, well, that's it, I'm done. Like he's not the throw in the towel kind of guy. He doesn't get dramatic like that. At most he'll say, what are you doing? Like, this is not necessary. Like, why are you doing this? Like, otherwise he'll just like, go ahead, get out. All right. But I'm also a lot more honest with him than I am with like my family. I don't tell them how I'm feeling. Like my mother, if she can't see it on my face, well then too fucking bad for you. You've known me my entire life. You should know what's coming next. But for him, I'll be like, I'm not happy. Or I'm in a bitchy mood. Like I'll say, please, I know like, the default is to go to the jokes. I can't take it right now. Like I'm gonna take it the wrong way and it's gonna hurt me. And he won't do it. He'll be all right. As long as I tell him where the landmines are, he navigates them beautifully. And he doesn't get like, oh, don't tell me what to do. He's just like, oh, good. She told me how to not set her off. That awesome. Good information. Good. That's good information to have. I can't do that in my house because they take offense to fucking everything. If they hurt my feelings, it becomes a 2-hour tirade about how dare you tell me I hurt your feelings. Do you know how that made me feel? Like, it's like, wait, what? Like, why are you the victim when you're the one being an asshole? Like, I don't understand. But I live in a narcissistic house. Like, I'm literally surrounded by narcissists. All of them. It's terrible. And I'm not using that in a colloquial, like, light way. I mean, dyed in the wool, cannot ever leave that headspace type of narcissism. Because that's just where she lives. That's just who she is. She is the narcissist and the victim in all things. I am so different than my mother because she keeps secrets and don't tell. And, oh, I got to do this, be sneaky here. I don't like to be sneaky. I like to just be very upfront. Here you go. Oh, you need this? Here. Oh, you want that? Here. Oh, we got to go here. Let's go here. Like, there's no sneaking around for me. I don't do that. She does that all the time. It drives me insane. It's just like, oh my God. She's like, remember, don't tell anybody. Why? Why do I have to keep your secrets? Like, we all live in the same house. Just like, why is everything deserve a critique? What are you doing? I'm getting coffee. I only had 3 cups of coffee. Well, I didn't fucking have any. So you know what? You could just suck it. Like, I'm so sick of this shit. I buy my own coffee because I won't fuck with hers. Nope. And she's like, oh, you drink that mushroom crap? Yes, because you won't touch it. It's amazing. I eat and drink so many things that she will never touch simply for the fact that she won't touch them. And that's why I picked them. Because if I pick something she likes, I blink and I'm like, I bought whatever. Oh yeah, I ate it. I didn't even get one. Like one. Like, well, it was there for like a week. I bought it yesterday. Are you kidding? Like, can't. Simple Prepper said sounding board. Yeah, I do. I need a sounding board in all things, believe it or not. And yet people give me advice all the time, and I really want to like start with a disclaimer, but I never do. And be like, I'm going to tell you a bunch of stuff and you're going to give me advice and I'm not going to follow it. I'll listen. I'll take it in, but I'm still going to do what I want to do. Because yes, I'm processing it, but the likelihood of me changing my mind is slim to none. I'm just warning you. I just need to get it out so that I have a record of it. But yeah. Heidi thanked you, Simple Prepper, for sharing the soiled tidbit. That's awesome. I love when you guys help each other. Shani Graham, my butt might run, but not the good kind. When you're walking up a ladder and you hear something splatter, diarrhea. Diarrhea. There you go. You're welcome. Some people say it's gross, but it's really good on toast. Diarrhea. That went real well with Nick's beans banger and mash thing. Simple Preference. I wish I had a pickup truck to go pick up a yard of that mushroom farm dirt until I had it filled in my garden. My neighbors might not like me. Yeah, they might not. Cow manure has a very distinct smell to it. Yep, 50% cow manure. Yeah, they will not appreciate that, especially if it rains right afterwards. There is nothing worse. In Hoboken, they used to put the mulch down. And my son would say, what is that smell? I was like, manure. They don't really use me. Yes, they do. I was like, don't you try that shit with me. I know what manure smells like. The worst was when they'd lay the fresh manure and then it would rain and everything would get saturated, and then it would get like the sun would come out really bright and the humidity would just triple. So now you have this hot, damp manure air that sticks to everything. It was like, ah, it was the worst. Oh my goodness, the worst. I already clicked the like. Thank you for that. I appreciate that. They're putting something into the food and the cans are exploding now. Canned foods used to hang for like ever. Yep. Now after 2 years, they're erupting. Yeah, I don't know. Like, what chemicals are they putting in these damn cans? Canning used to be what you did. It wasn't just jarring. You went and bought cans of stuff because the shelf life was like forever. Now it's just like, oh no. I don't know if it's the way they're canning it, if it's the bacteria that gets in there, in these manufacturing plants or whatever. Like, I guess it's not that clean, or I really don't want to think too much about it because eventually we got to eat it anyway. So it's like, oh. But yeah, I don't know. Things just aren't, they don't last the way they used to. Meat doesn't last the way it did. It doesn't taste the way it did. Fruit, oh my God, we used to have fruit for like ever. And now it's like, it doesn't rot, it just dehydrates. It's weird. Like, you used to get the brown spots on the apples. Or I haven't had an apple with a brown spot in forever, but they look like friggin' Grandma Moses. Like, they're all wrinkled and like shriveled. I'm like, what the fuck happened to this apple? It dehydrated on its own? Like, what the fuck? You cut it open and it's like, even the flesh it tastes like the texture is different. And I know all apples are different or whatever, but I don't know. It's just not, it just doesn't taste the same. Same thing with an orange. I don't ever remember like the skin of the orange, like the little membranes that separate the slices of orange, being as thick and stringy as they are. Like, they used to break all that. Now they don't break for shit. You got to like snap the damn orange slice in half to get it to break. Before, it would just peel apart because it was just a membrane. But now it's like skin. Like, it's weird. I don't know. I just want food to be food again. Like, I don't want to bite into an apple and think, oh, how many different chemicals that I just swallow. When eating an apple is just as bad for you as eating a bag of Cheetos. Like, I don't see the point in that. I really don't. Like, how do you get around that? And I know Winning's head just popped off. And boom. What do you mean? I know how to. It's just, it was a rhetorical question. But anyway, before I get yelled at, you gotta eat or gotta. I know how. It was just, shut up. Shetty said, here's one for you. Did you know if you don't drink your Coke, drink it, smoke it, snort it, whatever, the contents of the can will be gone. I have a ton of empty cans because I only drink for migraines now. That's why I usually have soda in my house for headaches. I'll have like the small cans. They're in the back of the refrigerator. I didn't notice them being half empty though. I didn't know that. I didn't know that it just disappears. Why? Did you know I was watching Bailey Sarian? I like her. She has dark history and like magic, not magic, makeup, murder and mayhem or whatever. She's got a huge channel, like 8 million subscribers. And she did dark history the other day on Coca-Cola and the cocaine that they, used to make it, that it used to be cocaine and wine mixed together. And then Prohibition came, so they had to take the alcohol out. So they had to find a formula, And I didn't know that the company that created the chemicals that they put in the original formula for Coca-Cola and every formula after was created by what was it, Montesoro? Is that the fucking name of it? Montesanto? Some shit like that. I forget the fucking name. Like I said, I'm tired. But I didn't know that. So they were their first big customer. And because they needed each other to survive, they basically just they bought off all the same politicians. Like they helped each other like to do illegal shit. That's how that company got so big that now it's Bayer. But it's still affiliated with Coca-Cola because it still makes the chemicals that they put into soda. I did not know that. I found that very interesting. You should check her out. I love her channel. I do. And she's adorable. She's just very goth and she's got like a nice round, like heart-shaped face. And I just, oh man, I'd go nuts on her. That's just, she's just my type. Good thing I haven't had that many migraines. Bad thing is I've had a couple lately and had to hunt for a can with some in it. Oh, honey. Maybe you have to keep them cold. I don't know. I know I've had cans of soda like explode in the fridge, which is never fun. Grilled asparagus is great with a good T-bone steak. It really is. I mean, I love asparagus. Don't get me wrong. You grill that bitch up in a bunch of butter with some pepper and just and some garlic salt, maybe a little onion powder. Oh my goodness. Garlic makes a man taste sweet. If you know, you know. Garlic makes him taste sweet. I know pineapple. I mean, if garlic made him taste sweet, then every freaking guinea man in the world would be very, very happy, as would his wife. But I know pineapple does. I heard the opposite about garlic and onions, Suzanne, but pineapple juice is supposed to work for both male and female. There you go, Inya. Yep. I stand by the garlic, not interested in sex anymore. To try out the pineapple. Well, maybe it worked for garlic when garlic was actually garlic. This shit with that they sell, these perfect like bulbs of garlic. I'm like, that shit's not natural. Like, why is it perfectly round? It's perfectly symmetrical. Vegetables don't grow like that. Like, they just don't. Not naturally. Shit, especially garlic. They never again, T3, never. Heidi, Slate records are the heavy ones. Yeah, these were the. I want to say that the 33 speed. I don't remember which ones they are. It might even been. No, I don't know, but they were very heavy, very thick, and they were smaller than the regular extended play, the long playing albums and the LPs. I have chores and errands to run. Have a great day. Thank you, Simple Prepper, for coming by. It's 48 and raining here. Nice. It's 20 degrees and snowing here. So, have a wonderful day, honey. And yeah, I want my husband to find someone else if I go first. I don't want him to be lonely. I just want him to make damn sure she isn't mean to my kids. And if she is, sorry, he has to find a new one. See, that's the thing. Like, I wouldn't want somebody that I love to be alone. But we both know, like, with my family history, it doesn't matter. I can marry somebody that's 20 years younger than me. He's going first. That's just the way it is. I'm not dying. Evil don't die. That's why my mother's still around. T3 is Iron Rabbit our rabbit from way. Yes, Iron Rabbit is our rabbit from way back in the day. Yes, from Shizzy's. I saw Rabbit the other morning on Clumsy's early stream. Yeah, I don't go there. But yeah, no, it's Iron Rabbit. Yes. Ellie. No, hon, not judging anybody else, but I think it's a sin to marry again, especially since my vows are for. Oh, okay. I get that. Well, my vows are till death, but that's why they say until death do you part for my religion vows. I took my vows very seriously, and if his death had to come at my hands, well, I was okay with that. It didn't. Luckily, I just divorced him before he friggin' did me. And I mean, a sword to the side. That was pretty much as far as I'm concerned, that was death. Bastard never even gave me a tiny death. That's how selfish he was. That's all right. I always did my own. But yeah, the sword in the side, that was pretty much a, yeah, go get divorced, because I had a kid to take care of. He wasn't putting me in the ground. She took it to an entirely different level. Me goes good on toast. That's the song. You never heard of the diarrhea song? Oh, you got to look it up, Shen. There's so many fucking verses. People have created threads just to add verses to that song. Go ahead, go look it up. Look up the diarrhea song. It's hilarious. The fruit and veggies today are not as nutritious as they once were. No, they're really not. They don't taste the same. They don't have the same like nutritional value. They don't give you the kick. Like, I used to be able to eat a banana and I'd be full all freaking morning. Like, that was enough breakfast for me. Now I eat a banana and it's almost like I feel like I'm eating plastic. That's number one. And I don't know, it makes my stomach upset now because it just doesn't digest the way it used to. And I'm like, but why? Like, bananas used to be super sweet. You remember they were like literally like just biting into sugar. It was so good. And they were good for you. They weren't these big monstrosities with no taste. They were like, regular size fucking bananas. They fit in your lunchbox. Who didn't have a banana in their lunchbox? These bananas don't fit in lunchboxes. They're huge. And for what? For fucking what? For the fact that half time you can't peel them because the peel is like 2 inches thick all around? Get out of here. I don't put Coke in the fridge. It's on the rack with my canned foods. Maybe it probably does take longer to evaporate in the fridge, but it goes flat a lot quicker. I will say that. It loses its fizz. But I don't drink soda for the carbonation. I drink it literally because whatever chemicals are in it ease my migraine. I don't know why it does. I don't know, but it will help my migraine. It's probably hurting all my other freaking bodily systems, but when your head hurts that much, you don't care. You're just like, just please, just make the pain go away. Just please let me be able to open my eyes again. But yeah, so maybe stick one in the back of the fridge and leave it there and see what happens. Experiment. Do an experiment. Let's all do an experiment. We'll find out what happens. Heidi said, I like her Dark History series too. I love Bailey. I think she's amazing. She's just, the way she tells a story, she makes me laugh. I crack up the whole time. She did one the other day. Well, no, yesterday. Not yesterday. All last week, I was watching all her old videos. And I mean, I've been a fan of hers for years, like when she only had like 1 million viewers. And I actually had like a conversation with her in chat during the Johnny Depp trial in Emily D. Baker's chat, because we're both there. And Emily was just like, oh my God, it's Bailey Sarian. And I was just like, oh my God, like it was such a big deal. And now, Emily is just as well known. But I mean, she's very interesting. She's funny. Inya said, don't they have some new stuff that they could spray on fruit and it stops from decaying? Ew. Sounds like embalming fluid. It sure does. That's why you can open up a watermelon and it's like rubber. It really is. Like, I don't know what it like. You can drop fruit and it doesn't like splat anymore. I don't ever remember having watermelons that look like the watermelons they have now. Like now they have personal watermelon. What the fuck is a personal watermelon? Well, I wanted to know, so I bought one day. It said personal watermelon, $3. I was like, fuck it. I want to know what that looks like. I ordered it. I kind of was like, it looks like a soccer ball. I was like, that's how big it was. Like it was smaller than a soccer ball. It was more like the smaller dodgeballs. Not the big red ones, but the smaller green and blue ones. And I was like, how do you like this thing has to be like super thin. Nope. He took like a, what's that pointy thing? Knife. There you go. I told you the words are not my friend today. he took a knife and he cut it down the middle. The rind was about, I don't know, inch and a half thick. So there was only like a ball of the red flesh part, the fruit part, and it only went across maybe like 4 inches. So I had this big 6 to 7 inch, personal watermelon, and only like like half of it was edible. And I was like, I just paid $3 for what? And then I tasted it. Oh my God, it had no taste. Didn't even taste like watermelon. It had no sugar taste. It had no watermelon taste. It had nothing. It wasn't even like juicy. I was like, what is it? Because that was completely manufactured by, you know, just somebody else. Like that is not a natural fucking food. And I was like, don't eat that. And he was like, not at all. I was like, no, don't eat that. Like, experiment is over. I was like, my curiosity is satisfied. Just throw it out. And he was like, you really don't want it? I was like, did you taste it? And then he tasted it. He was like, why don't I taste anything? I was like, because it's nothing. I said, it feels like I'm just eating just wet plastic. Like that's what it feels like I'm eating. Just throw it out. And he was like, all right, well, we're not getting that again. I was like, yeah. I was like, we're not getting that again. It was terrible. It was terrible. And the fact that people are like, oh, it's so cute. Like it's cute, but it's not real food. And you're eating it like it is. Stop. Like, don't put that in your body. TSP and BHT sprays in the immersion. And yes, it's like embalming fluid. I bet it's preserving it, which is terrifying what it's doing to our insides. I just feel doomed sometimes. I do. Wow, I'm behind. I'm not that far. I'm 10 minutes behind. Inya, I grow my own watermelon and our veggies. If you keep the dirt on your potatoes, they'll last longer. Oh, I didn't know that. That's cool to know. I had to deep dive for one of my term papers years ago, and I found out about synthetics and chemicals in foods and sodas. What I found would curl your toes. Ugh. Yeah, no, see that's Winning's job is to say, "Oh, what are you eating? Yeah, you know what's in that?" Blah, blah, blah. And he just lists it, and I'm just like, "Well, I'm not eating it now." Never mind, never mind. I was looking forward to it, but I guess not now. Which is fine. I would rather be disappointed that I didn't eat the thing that's going to make me sick for the next 3 days than to eat the thing that's going to make me sick for the next like 3 days. And also have that, Winning's disappointed in you kind of thing. He should be going live soon. I don't know if he set up a thumbnail. Did he set up a thumbnail? No, he did not. No, he didn't. So I'm guessing he's not going at 2:30. I mean, if he's even awake. If he's even awake. I have a black thumb. India, you have a black thumb? Yeah, I have a poison thumb. It's not even black. It's just poison. Any living plant that I touch just dies. Like I said, you could have an indestructible fucking plant. It could be a plastic plant. I will find a way to kill it. I'm great with people, animals, whatever. But plant life? No, we just, nope. Sweet, thanks. I wondered where the rabbit went. Yeah, she just changed her name. She's been going through a lot. So any prayers you got that you could send her way are always appreciated. And you said I did have luck with tomatoes, but something ate them and I got discouraged. Rabbits love tomatoes. Deer love tomatoes because they just come and take them. My mother's actually planting corn on one side of the yard to attract the deer and the rabbits over there so they stay away from the garden beds, the raised garden beds. It was an animal, Suzanne. I wasn't careful enough. Shani said, I believe in homicide, not divorce. Was introduced to someone, and I led off with that statement. I might add well over 60 and never married. Honestly, because I make men feel unneeded. Yeah, I mean, when you tend to be a strong person with your own ideas and your own opinions, and you're not ashamed of voicing those opinions, it can be intimidating. It can. To men who aren't secure in who they are. But if you were to meet like a real, like a high value man, he would just love all your opinions. He might want them a little bit more in moderation. I know of which I speak. But what you say will matter to him. It'll hold weight. It'll be something he looks forward to and something he appreciates. It won't intimidate him. So you just didn't meet the right person yet. I know how that is. I do. I drink it for the bubbles. It helps my stomach. Yeah, see, soda doesn't help my stomach. It makes my stomach worse. But it helps the headache. That's why I don't really drink soda much. It's too sweet. I don't know. That's happened in the last like 10 years. Where if something's too sweet, my stomach can't take it. I can't handle it. Zach without a K. Heidi. Oh, no toe curling talk. This is a good Christian chat. What? Where'd you get that from? I am a very good Christian, but that doesn't mean this is a Christian chat. God knows me. You know, like I'm all over the fucking spectrum. I'm well rounded. Shelly without a second E. What's up? What's up, my dude? Same. And you said, same when I do, Suzanne. I really like certain sparkling water. There are a few that don't taste like TV static. I've never heard it described like that, but you're not wrong. You're not wrong. Suzanne, and yeah, I drink tonic water. It also helps with arthritic pain. I didn't know that. And look at this. Look what we got going. Where's my damn media thing? All right, so here we go. This is for Zach. Boobies. And Zach with the $4.99 super chat. I'm going to switch careers, take a sabbatical, vacation in the Maldives, and be back just in time for Shelly to read my chat. Bafangula sorda malaquita mort. Okay? Like, I literally took 6 minutes to get to that. All right? It isn't an hour. You could maybe go take a shit and come back, and then I would have caught up with it. But that's about it. You're not going to the Maldives. Stop it. See, just mean. But thank you for the $4.99. I appreciate it. You smart ass. I do appreciate it though. Zach, awesome. Thanks. Thank you. They're all thanking you. That's why you do it. See, he just likes to be like to thank me. Come on. I don't support Shelly. I'm just a narcissist who likes my comments read. See, I told you. We've had this running joke forever. I've done that. I've gone into shizzies and dropped a super chat and go, I want attention. And he's like, T3 wants attention. Thanks for the $5. You're welcome. You don't support Shelly. Lies. I love all you guys. Nice of you to admit it, Zach, but I doubt it. Heidi, the visual of what Coca-Cola dark soda is due to his stomach, doing stomach acid, just imagine what it does to the rest of your GI tract. Oh, she put a link. Y'all can click on that link. I can't. Send that to me in my Discord, though, if you can, honey. I'd appreciate that, please. Because I can't click on... They don't show up in StreamYard as links. They're just letters. That's all they are. I can't touch them. Tiger swine. I doubt it. I feel like I'm married to Heidi. She ignores me so well. Aw. Well, until she starts spending your money, it's not really a marriage. Howdy, Heidi. Ho. Toe curly greeting to you. And you said you just wanted to see the boobs and you know it. Hell yeah. Who wouldn't? Zach, you should know by now I mostly lurk and multitask elsewhere and miss a lot of chats. She don't miss shit in here. You know she don't. She don't miss a damn thing in here. Nuh-uh. I have very devoted people. She does not come in here and go, yeah, I'll just kind of pay attention to Shelly's chat. No, she pays attention. She's just kind of paying attention to other people's chats. I'm glad you can multitask. I fucking can't. I used to be able to. I can barely do one task now. Perks his ears up. Boobies, you saw them. You saw them. Only 6 minutes behind. That's a record. I'm actually only 2 minutes behind. Na 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 na. Captain Kern. Holy shit! I came back and all I see is a big ass titty on the screen. There you go. Had the stream muted. Well then, I'm back, y'all. Didn't you come back at a wonderful time? The tatas always bring them back. That's right. That's right. And look at that. I am all caught up. You missed a super chat, Captain Kern. I miss a lot in all chats. Thanks for the props. You got it, honey. You don't seem to miss shit. I mean, you really don't. You're always on it. I wonder when Winning is doing that. How much do I bet he's still asleep? I'm willing to put money on that. Now watch, say his name and he appears. I say his name a million times and he'll appear now and go, no, I'm here. It's like, or he won't because he's a scutch because I said he'll do it, so now he won't do it, even if he is here. Some bitch. What he does is like a lot of the guys do the same thing. Why is it y'all put me on and you're like, all right, I'm listening to Shelly, but I'm gonna go lay down. I'm like, am I that boring? Because I know my voice is not soothing. So it's like, why do you all go to sleep listening to me? I don't get it. Like, I'll just go lay there. Just am I like Charlie Brown's teacher in the background? Like this wah 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 wah. Because I'd be very upset if my voice does the same thing for you that the Senate hearings do for me. Because when I really want to knock out, all I have to do is pull up any legislative hearing and press play, and I am asleep within 3 minutes. And those things go on for hours and hours and hours. There's no excitement. There's nothing that's going to like jolt me awake. The other night, and I hope you'll appreciate this, I took a mushroom gummy and then I fell asleep. And I didn't realize I fell asleep listening to Bailey's murder and makeup streams. And I had a whole bunch of them like in a row that I wanted to see. And I didn't realize it. And I woke up like out of nowhere because I don't know, she must have screamed or made a noise or whatever. And I opened my eyes, the screen was in front of me. And the first thing I see is like this whole like murder, like weird, like clown thing he was like a serial killer. And I freaked the fuck out because I was a little tripping from the shroom gummy because it was a big one. And it hadn't hit me till I fell asleep. And then I wake up and I see this like murder clown in front of me. And I was like, what the fuck? My son comes running. He was like, are you okay? He was like, you're yelling. I was like, oh my God. He was like, oh my God, go back to sleep. And he closed my laptop. And I was just like, I was listening to that. He was like, go to sleep. I was, all right, fine. But yeah, it was, I freaked myself out. I hate when I do that. So it's just better if I have like that ambient music on, or if I just play the Senate hearings. The ambient music is actually more dangerous than the Senate hearings. Because in the middle of playing like the ambient music, they'll throw rain in there and then I just have to pee. And it's like, really? I'm asleep and now I have to pee. So I have my dream waking me up going, you need to pee, wake up. So it's like, really? So I have to get up and then I got to fall asleep again. And it's like, oh. So the Senate hearings are just a lot safer. And there's nothing there that could scare me. Wait, what? Captain said, imagine a female pirate got a replacement boob. That'd suck, wouldn't it? He's so stupid. I didn't see that one coming. That's funny. Oh, wouldn't it? Anyway. I thought he said last night at 3:00. Yeah. Well, he said 2:00. I told him 3:00. But I figured he'd start at like 2:30 or something. You know, because he likes to do his little kickoff. He doesn't like to just jump right in. And I don't see it. And I can't open Discord because then my microphone goes all kinds of wonky. That was a good one, Cap. I like that one. Thank you. LOL, Cap Kern, I had to approve you. Did you really? God damn it. 1 second. That's just dumb. There you go, Cap. Use it in good health. Because I'll be damned. I'm not gonna have you getting approved for every fucking thing. That's you should have a wrench now. No modding necessary, but you can throw your link up there. Captain Kern, I had to approve you. Shenigram, no! Your voice kicks my brain into being able to connect all the dots flying the fuck around my skull. So I'm able to get work and DMs completed. Does not put me to sleep. Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome. Expert used to say, "Oh yeah, I'm listening to Shelly's voice. It's very soothing." I'd be like, which Shelly are you talking about? Because you ain't talking about me. I am not soothing in the slightest. Captain Kern, a sperm donor, a carpenter, and Julius Caesar walk into a bar. He came, he saw, he conquered. That's a good one. That was a good one. I gotta remember that one. And he's like, I got my work done. That's because you've been sick. Stop it. You got it. You get me to snort all the time. He said, I win.
All I do is win, no matter what.
That's right. All I do is win, no matter what, because he'd kick my ass if I did something else. No, he would never. YouTube doesn't like that word, doesn't like the word tit, it seems. YouTube doesn't like a lot of words. It's weird, especially if you're sending a super chat. I put in the super chat the other because I don't know, we were talking about cooking, and I tried to send somebody a super chat saying I made a loin of pork. And it was upset with me because I used the word loin. I was like, that's what it is. It's a cut of meat. I wasn't being gross. It's called a loin of pork. Like, that is what the meat is. And now that I think about it, that's gross. But whatever. But it wouldn't let me send it. I was like, really? I was like, fuck it. I made pork. Like, I was like, I just made pork. I got the power. There you go. There you go. Just remember, what the Lord giveth, the Lord taketh away. Having sex in an elevator is wrong on so many levels. Ellie said, still here listening while I wait on my doc. Well, I'm glad we could be here with you. It's going to be good, Ellie. You're going to get good news. Okay? Just keep that in mind. Do not allow negativity to make its way in. You got this, honey. You do. You got this. The doctor's going to tell you amazing things, and you're going to be on cloud 9, and it's going to boost your whole new eating ways and everything and your lifestyle ways, and you're going to keep going. Just remember it. Dang it, T3, no matter what. Yep. Peace, love, and prayers. Hi, how are you? Popping in to support the channel. Thank you, sweetie. I appreciate that. I hope you are having a wonderful day. Ellie, it better be good news for fuck's sake. Well, you put enough work in. Listen, you put all the work in. You're doing everything you can to improve your body, improve your mentality, improve your health. And I'm sure it's going to pay dividends. You know, you're doing the work. There's no way that it's going to go the other direction. Okay, just remember, the alternative is unacceptable, so it's not going to fucking happen. Don't allow that shit into your life. Sometimes I think we're like, oh, I wonder what he's going to say. No, I want him to say this, and he better say this. Like, sometimes you got to help God out and be like, I have expectations. In case you weren't aware, I need this doctor to tell me this, because otherwise I'm going to derail. Like, Lord Jesus, please help me. Like, just make this doctor do what I need him to do. Cap said, fun ways to die. Wife to husband in 20 years. Am I really the only one you've ever been with? Husband to wife? Absolutely. Before you, they were all 9s and 10s. Am I really the only one you've ever been with? Absolutely. Before you, there were all 9s and 10s. Yeah, that I would sleep with one eye open if I were you. Boy, like let me tell you something. My husband would say stupid shit like that. And I just look at him and be like, you're so lucky. I hate the color orange. So lucky. Like he was so blessed that I watched as many crime shows as I did. And I'd be like, oh my God, that was a perfect crime. Damn, she got caught. So if this bitch is getting caught and they're literally like, she was dotting every I, crossing every T. She was like meticulous. Me, I'm definitely getting caught. So let me not do this. Like, let me just suck it up. Be like, you know what? I'm going for a drive. Let me go spend money. That's fine. That's fine. That was the only reason I used to go shopping, just so that I wouldn't kill him in his sleep. Because it was like, I can smell them on you. Like, really? Oh, Lord. Heidi said YouTube wouldn't allow me to chat about National Maternal Mental Health Hotline, MCHB HRSA, Maternal and Child Health Bureau, new parents in Moe's yesterday covering a case. Why? Purple Jesus, what's up, Lefty? How you doing? How's your eggplant doing today? I hope it's well, and that you're not in like cold, because then you don't have an eggplant. Then you got nothing. You got nothing. Lord, you said, where 2 or more are gathered in your name, you will be there. We're asking for Elephant. Amen. I had this conversation with Winning literally like 3 days ago. And I said, I have always been, I've always prayed on my own. And the way I pray is different than I was taught to pray. I pray basically from my heart. And I try to be as honest and as open with God as I can without constantly asking for things. And generally, when I pray, it's more for other people. And I tell God, if you're feeling really generous, I could really use just a little less pain today. Just a little less. I'm not saying take it away. I'm not saying I need a miracle or whatever. I don't put myself out there to deserve stuff like that. But like, if you could just like back it off a little bit, I'd really appreciate it. But I pray for other people and I pray for situations. And I was telling Winnie, I said, I am a very big believer that people find it awkward sometimes to ask other people to pray with them. I don't know when this happened, because when I was little, we had no problem like clasping hands and, praying together in the middle of the fucking playground, because we just talked to God when we needed to talk to God. We weren't ashamed of it. Now people are like embarrassed about it. But I said, I'm a very big believer, because the Bible says, wherever 2 or 3 are gathered in my name, I will be with you. I said, and I do believe that God is always with you, but I think that he pays a little bit more attention when there's a gathering, because it's souls coming together for a common purpose, to glorify him and to praise him and to talk to him and thank him and beseech him and whatever they're doing. But it's a joining of souls, so the spark grows. And I think that's why that's there, because we each have the spark of Christ in us. But when you have 2 people together united in doing something or more, that spark is magnified. The light is amplified, and God's like, oh, look at you. And I think he's proud of us when we do that. And you reward good children. You do. And sometimes the only reward you give them is a little bit more attention. So maybe that's his way of, like positive reinforcement. Like, oh, look, see, you're doing it together. That's what I always wanted. I always wanted you guys to get on the same page. Like, so I do believe that there's a lot of power in the prayers of even just 2 people together. I think it means not more, because I don't want to minimize like individual prayer, but I just think it's different. I think it hits different. The same way you could hear somebody, singing one line of a song But if you get together 30 people in a chorus to sing that one line together, the impact is so much more than it was before. It's not better, it's just different. And I appreciate it more. But I do believe in that. That when two or more people are connected and focused on one thing, especially a prayer, it just makes it that much more powerful. That's just me though. And right back to Purple Jesus right after that. For fuck's sake, Doc keeps pacing in front of the room. You know they do that so that you get aggravated and your blood pressure goes up, right? Don't do it. Just deep breaths, Ellie. You're fine. You're going to be fine, baby. I promise. And like I said, I don't make promises normally, but I know you. You know, I don't think anything can ever keep you down. And I think even if he's negative Nelly, you're going to see the progress yourself. Because let's face it, the only person who can determine if you're doing better really is you by how you feel. So if you're feeling better, you're doing better. I don't trust the medical test as much as I trust your intuition. So if you feel better, then go with that. Whatever he says is just data. That's all it is. That's all it is. You keep doing what you need to do to take care of you, and we will keep sitting here and cheerleading for you because we want all of us to do that. You know, Lass has to do it. I have to do it. Heidi does it. You do it. Everybody needs to improve what they're doing with their bodies because the world ain't going to do it for us. So we got to really smarten up and do it ourselves. But we're with you, baby. It's going to be okay. Peace, love, and prayer said, tell her to speak good health over herself and believe that without doubt. Divine energies will activate. There you go. See, I like that way of thinking. Thank you for that. Purple Jesus. Oh, wow. She's not very behind in chat today. No, I'm not. It's 10 below. Is it really? Oh, my goodness. Oh, you definitely need a warmer because, no. 10 below. Oh, no, I would not want outside bits with 10 below. No, at that point, that's when you're like, my boobs could chisel, fucking granite. No. Lefty Loves Game channel. Yes, go to his gaming channel for great relaxation, even though he'll tell you that it sucks. Go there anyway. Hello to the mod squad. Keep up the excellent work. Oh, my mods are all over everything. Yes, T3. I pray like I'm talking to my father in private. Yeah. That's the way I pray. I know my prayers. I still do my prayers. I'm Catholic, so prayers are kind of like very calming and comforting to me. They're familiar. Holy shit, it's snowing hard. And see, this sucks because now the flakes are like huge and it's coming down. Great. That's great. As long as I keep power, I don't care. What was I going to say? Oh, no, being Catholic, I do. I love my prayers. They are very familiar to me. They're comforting. But I enjoy just having a conversation with God. I do. Because I work out, like I said before, I work out a lot of the thought processes in my head, all these errant thoughts that are running around and, bumping into one another like crazy people. I work them out on here or out loud. So when I talk to God, like I do talk out loud and I'm like, yeah, but you know what? This is happening and this is making me sad. And I identify all the feelings and all the events and everything else to him. And in doing that, like, I know he's hearing me and I don't just talk to God. Like, I'm like, if you could just bring St. Michael around. Cause like, I don't know why, like St. Michael, I know it's my patron saint or whatever for my name, but I've always had a special affinity to him. Probably because he's the warrior angel. Like he's literally the one that cast Satan into hell. And I tend to feel like I have a lot of that spirit. Like there's a lot of that inspiration within me to fight for other people, like to fight other people's battles. Because that battle wasn't his. That was the battle for, for right and what God wanted. That wasn't like he woke up and said, you personally offended me. This is my fight. No, that's not the type of warrior that the Archangel Michael is. He fights for the betterment of the world, the other people at God's command, stuff like that. And he was the one who questioned, like he questioned Lucifer, who is like God? Like who the fuck you think you are? Like I always kind of vibed with his way of doing things. Because that would be something I'd be like, who the fuck are you? Like, I'm sorry, what'd you say? Oh, see, now you offended like people I love. Now we gotta fight. Like that's that kind of thing. And I thought he was cool to do that. I was always big on the protectors. And he's the biggest protector there is as far as the archangels go. But I enjoy my conversations with God. And I've never felt silly. I had a friend of mine, she was like, "You pray?" And she's very like, "I don't believe in God or the universe or energies. Like, you're born and then you die and that's it." I was like, like, then what is the purpose of anything you do? Like, you're not learning from the past. You're not striving towards something. You're not trying to like cleanse your soul so that, you're worthy to be in the presence of something bigger than you. You just think, what, there's just you? Because that's a very myopic, look at life. Like if you're the center of your universe, it says a lot about you. But she's like, "Don't you feel silly talking to imaginary people?" She was like, "Why don't you just talk to Santa?" I was so offended, and it's hard to offend me. It's really hard to offend me. And I was just like, what? Because I've never felt silly talking to God, ever. It never even dawned on me to feel silly doing that. Like, some of the rituals that we go through in the Catholic Church, some of them are a little silly. But talking to God, no. It was the same as me talking to, my grandmother that passed away. I wouldn't feel silly doing that. Like, I know her spirit is still lingering. I could feel it. Hell, I smell her. Like, I can legit smell her food at certain times, and I'm like, I know you're here, and then like a calm kind of passes over me sometimes, and I'm like, oh, well, I'm being visited. Okay. Like, all right, I'm busy. I'm not paying attention to you. And they just kind of want to hang out. But I never felt silly talking to God. Ever. I never really thought about it. It was just something that I grew up doing, and it didn't, okay, this is going to sound very familiar. It didn't matter that I couldn't see him. It didn't matter that I couldn't reach out and touch him. He knew my mind. He knew my heart. And I knew that he was a part of me. I never doubted that. I've never doubted that, ever. I've doubted whether he loved me or not because of how shitty my fucking life went. But, when you're young, you tend to doubt a lot of things. But when it came to God, like, he didn't bring me into this world and say, "Here, I'm going to give you everything and you're going to have peaches and cream for the rest of your life. It's going to be a cakewalk. No problem." None of that happened. Like, I wasn't born with God saying, "Oh, everything's going to be fine." Like, there were no disclaimers when God created me. He created me and said, "Okay, let's see." And that's pretty much how I took it. Like, yes, I have free will, and yes, God puts you on a path, but it's up to me to stay on that path. It's up to me to be worthy of that path. It's up to me to decide what I'm going to do. And I've tried everything. I've studied other religions. I've sinned a whole bunch. I've been sorry a whole bunch. But at the end of the day, I think I'm a good person. Do I have flaws? Yes. Does God know all those flaws? Yes. But does he know the purity of my heart, of my intentions? Absolutely. And I think that's what matters. I think when God knows your intent, which of course he does, that's what matters. And talking to him is just like talking to a friend. You're a little bit more reverent sometimes, but then again, sometimes I'm not. Like I say, irreverence is my superpower. I will sit here and be like, God, fucking really? Really? You had to do that. Like right now, you had to do that. And I just know he's like, yep, deal with it. I'm like, it's fine. I made you tough. You'll be all right. Like, and these are the back and forths that I have. Does it mean I'm crazy? I don't know, maybe. But it soothes my soul and it brings me peace and it brings me hope. And it makes me want to be better. It reminds me not to be a mega bitch. Like, it's all right. You have a potty mouth. That's fine. Yeah, I'm sure the apostles, quite a few of them had problems. But I don't know. I never saw it as something to be ashamed of. It's weird. Yeah, there's a lot of bluebacks in chat. Yeah, there is. Yeah, there is. I'm still nauseous from hubby driving. Oh, honey, I'm sorry. Why can't you sit in the front seat? Why were you sitting in the back seat? Well, girl, sit in the front. You won't get so nauseous. Captain Kern, Humpty Dumpty had a great fall. Summer wasn't too bad either. You stupid. I was singing the Humpty dance yesterday. For no reason. I was literally just, I forget what the hell was I cooking yesterday? Oh, I was making egg salad sandwiches, and I was hard boiling the eggs, and out of nowhere, I just started singing that song, and my son's standing there looking at me. He goes, "What now?" I was like, "Don't even tell me you don't know that song." He was like, "Why would I know that song?" I was like, "Oh my god!" I was like, "Get my phone." I had to play the whole thing. He was like, "Oh my!" When I got to the end of the 69, my Humpty nose will tickle urea. He was like, "Oh God, ma!" I was like, "What?" I was like, "Obviously, it's not me. I got a tiny nose." He was like, "I don't." I'm walking away. But he walked away laughing. I love that song. I think it's great. Well, from sometimes he drives like he's in the desert in a dune buggy. Aww. Did you remind him that he's not flying a drone? Don't start with the drone bullshit. She's not in Jersey. My poor Jersey gets blamed for everything. Did Winning put the freaking start time or whatever? Oh, he's live. Son of a bitch. He's already live. All right. Let me catch up real quick, and then I'm going to throw you all over to him. Purple, sorry, I won't type your full name. Prayer should be heartfelt and like a convo. I'm not just walking through the motion. That's right. This is driving anyway, dealing with distress. Yes, exactly. 100% agree with you on that. Minus 27 here. Shut up. Oh, yeah, that does suck. It's the worst channel on YouTube. I know because I have to be. Oh, stop it. My son said to me today, Dad, today I watched someone do 50 push-ups. Do you think, could you do that? I said, of course I can, son. I don't want to brag, but I could probably watch somebody do 100 push-ups. What do you call it? I forget. It was something having to do with exercise. Oh, Marty, the principal. He was telling Connor, my son Connor, one day that he used to be like so ripped, and he was he used to lift weights, and Connor was like, "Gee, what happened to all your muscles? Did they just fade away?" He was like, "No." He was like, "I liked them so much, I insulated them. I just protect them with all this padding." I was like, "Oh, damn." He was like, "They're all still there. They're just really well protected." I was like, "That was a good one. I got to remember that one." You can keep that temp, Suzanne. I left that almost 10 years ago, and I can't deal with those temps like I used to. Girl, I got a ton of rosaries for you my mom made, and I don't follow Catholic religion. I have a rosary on my wall. It's the only crucifix that I have in my room. I just said the other day that I need to get a new Infant of Prague statue, because my entire life I've always had an Infant of Prague in my room, always. And my son broke it when we were moving. Poor baby's head came right off. So I need to get that. I have my St. Michael medallion on. Unfortunately, this one is heavy as shit. I almost knocked out my teeth the other day. I bent over to go get something off the off the floor, and it swung like it came flying out of my shirt, and it swung forward. I was like, whoa, like that would have broke my teeth. But yeah, no. God is the best at recycling. Have you ever met somebody and thought, wow, that person's an old soul? Yep. I believe he keeps sending us back till we get it right. I believe that too. I do. Winning is live now. I know I got to send you guys over. After my daughter was killed, when I was really down, I would feel her hug me. Oh, Cap. I knew it was her somehow. He sent her home and then sent her back home to comfort us. Yeah, I believe that. I believe that. Katie saw my grandmother quite a bit when she was really little, after grandma passed away. She said that she would go into her room and visit her at night and just tell her, it's okay, honey bunch, go to sleep. And I believe that. I do believe that because my grandmother is not one for letting go. Peace, love, and prayers. I have to go, but I'd like to leave you all with this. There's power in your beliefs and desires of your heart. Monitor your thoughts and nourish your heart with goodness to prune the negative. Well, thank you for that. Peace, love, and prayers. I appreciate that. You have a wonderful day. I hope you enjoyed your time here. I do. You're always welcome to come back and just hang out. You don't have to talk if you don't want to. You could talk all that you want to. We're very caring. I've been told I have the most caring, loving chat on YouTube, and I tend to agree. So just come back whenever you want, and have a wonderful day. Suzanne, that's still -16. I remember when that felt warm to me when I was in Alaska 36 years. I've acclimated to lower 48 temps. All right. Well, promises made, promises kept. I promised I was going to send you to winning, and that's exactly what my ass is going to do. So let me find the redirect. Here we go. Search for winning reality. The first one up. It's like it knows. All righty. So I'm going to send you guys over to winning. I'm not even going to bother with much of an outro. I'm going to end this room. I'll play like 10 seconds of the outro, but other than that, I'm just going to send you because it's almost 3:00. So thank you guys for being here. We will pick this up on Thursday because there is stuff that I want to talk about promises, because I do believe that people don't value giving their word as much as they used to. And to me, my word is everything. If I tell you I promise something, I will not let you down. Ever. It could kill me, but I will not let you down. He's talking about me. Great. Oh, let's hope it's nice things. Anyway, I'm sending you guys over. Thank you for being here. I will see you in his chat, or if I go on his panel, whatever. And I love you. I hope you have a good day. Take care of yourselves and each other. Mwah. See you in the funny page.
Jersey girl, I know